Yes, who wants to ride through the liquor store? You pity him for what he wants it for. Thirsty and miserable, always wanting more. Thirsty and miserable, always wanting more. Thirsty and miserable. Thirsty and miserable. Thirsty and miserable. Thirsty and miserable. Thirsty and
I'll be honest
miserable.
I'm kind of retarded.
Thirsty and miserable. Thirsty and miserable.
There we go. I knew I'd get it eventually. Let me see if I can do this button right from across the room. Nope, but I can do this one. Ah! Ha ha ha! I made it work! Ha 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 ha. Hey everybody. So, genuine apologies for no show last night. That sucked. Well, first I had a guest drop out last minute. Nothing serious, but, you know, understandable. A personal family thing. They happen. I'm kind of used to it at this point. Jesus Christ. Oh, also, let me know. I'm going to bring the chat over real quick just so I can see it, because once again, I'm working from across the room on everything. But tell me if you can hear that AC. How is the AC all right? It's not too loud, huh? Biotech says Grandma started a huge fire in the house last night. Well, that's, sounds like a thing. Yeah, so let me know if that air conditioner is killing it. Yeah, so last night, though, guest canceled. I was behind on everything anyway, and, then as I go to get started, OBS just wouldn't cooperate at all. So, I had fun fighting with that, and then finally just was like, alright, this is clearly just not going to work. It's too damn late. So, we'll push it off till tomorrow. And because I'm a man of my word, here I am. But it's been actually quite a day for me in a sense. I got my first decent night's sleep last night. What's Jable saying? I can see. No, you can notice the AC, but it's not too bad. Well, if it gets bothersome or anything, just go ahead and let me know, and I'm not gonna do anything about it, but let me know, and at least then I'll be aware. But so yeah, today though, got up. Now, it was interesting. My oldest friend. Oh shit! But you know what? Before I even get into that, for those who were digging that opening song, that is actually by one of my Twitter friends there, friend of the show, friend of my channel, friend of mine, Bastard of Reality. That was his cover of, what was it? It was a Black Flag cover. I should have known that. And actually, just so in case you want to go check it out and tell him good job, I am now posting, what should be the link. Is that right? Let's try it this way instead. Copy link elements. There we go. Still getting the hang of this juggling screens thing, but I think I'm getting the hang of it. So Link to his. That's the link to the SoundCloud page where you can find his work there. Done. Can you get me an online review? An online review of what? Oh, Sean, my beer and rum is in the mail. I will definitely be keeping an eye out for that one. But yeah, there's a link to the SoundCloud page there. If you want to go and check out his other covers, his other works, great place to do it. He's good people. I like good people. We don't have enough of them. Oh yes, and just to let you know too, the reason for is that the right one? Yeah. So part of the reason for the slight delay tonight was so my oldest friend, right? This is a guy I've known since 3rd grade, and I watched him struggle with a lot of shit. Haven't seen him in a few years. He moved down south. He's living in Louisiana now. Celebrating 2.5 years, clean and sober. And I've known, like I said, I've known this guy since 3rd grade. Known him since the early mid '90s. Yeah. Never seen him like this before. He's doing fantastic, and it was really good to see him. And so I, planned a dinner, and that dinner that I planned, it took a little bit longer than I was expecting, primarily because, well, I'll just show you. Nope, that's the wrong button. What about this one? Oh, that's the wrong one, too. There it is. Look at that. Just look at that.
Start the ass kissing with you.
A beautiful and fantastic spread of, what did I do there? I did there's mixed in different types of rolls, but there's salmon, there's yellowfin tuna, there's tempura shrimp. I also deep fried sliced sweet potato. There's avocados in there. There's, what else I put in there? Carrot and cucumber. And, of course, spicy mayo laid in some rolls, but not others. I think all in all, it was a smashing success. In fact, afterwards, as my friend left and my neighbors came over saying, hey, weren't you going to do a thing tonight? And I'm like, well, I was going to make some sushi. You want some? They all lost their shit, telling me it's the best that they've had and better than restaurants. And I just said, yes, it is. So, eventful night, though. Feeling pretty good about that. And, all in all, once again, coming without no guests today. But what can you do? You can't win them all. And also, this is one of those sort of makeup shows, which is still a show. Good. The link is good. So, yeah, I'm pretty pleased. Pretty pleased with what I came up with there. I think I have a bright future in cooking food, for myself and nobody else. But, so, that's to catch us up to speed on why I was late, how I fucked up, why I fucked up, etc., etc. Let's see, if I bring this over? Oh, sweet, it doesn't. Okay, that's just dope then. Alright, cool. But yeah, very tasty. My friends enjoyed it. I've discovered, and if you're cooks, and I'm sure Jables, because I know he bakes and stuff, but it's funny, because you lay a bunch of food out for people, and they're like, they eat it, and they're like, oh my god, that's so good, and then they kind of shovel this shit in their face, and then they sort of pause and like, I'm sorry, no, I mean, it's just so good. And then you're like, no, eat more, keep eating, eat more as much as you like. I do not mind in the slightest. And then once you get past that point, and then they just start gushing about how good it is, it's a good feeling. I don't even eat that much. I think I maybe had like 5 or 6 pieces tops, and then I was just sort of done. But there is a show tonight. Kind of getting back a little bit to what used to be the way of it, but yeah, otherwise, I mean, here we are. I mean, it's not like there's a whole load of us. Let me see how many people we've got watching right now. Seeing 6 on Twitch, and I'm seeing 6 on YouTube, so would it be safe to say you're all the same people? That's okay. 9 now, cool. Well, a late night Saturday night stream, Can't, unexpected when it's normally scheduled for Friday. Can't expect, the best results, but still. Do wish I could have pulled it off last night. Gonna double and triple check things from now on to make sure everything's good to go when it needs to go. Just because what's the point of trying if you're not gonna do it right? Oh yeah. Also for those 2 or 3 people left in the world who give a shit, managed to record 4 videos today. Those will be coming out over this next week, with 4 more to come the week following. So, god damn, I think I got a little sun today. But so that's the story on my end. That's the shit that's been going down with me. But it's not just all about me and my delicious sushi offerings. Let's see what's going on in the world now. We're gonna start off with something I wasn't even aware of until I saw it, but now I don't know how I cannot share it. Happy birthday, Hunter Thompson. Now, let's see, 2020, it's common for journalists. Oh, Jesus Christ. See themselves as activists, blah, blah, blah. I forgot how wordy these fucking people are. This is a national review. But let's take a look here. Let's see. Yes, we all know who Hunter was. Radical chic in his 70s. There we go. July 18th is his birthday. How old would he have been? They don't even say. They don't even say. God, Jesus Christ. This is... All right, National Review. You're really you're living up to your reputation here. There's got to be about like maybe 800 words there, and not one of them says the relevant information. Let's just find out how old is Hunter Thompson. And yes, I know he's dead. Internet. I'm well aware of that. Yeah, he'd have been 67 today. Oh shit. No, 67. Blew his own brains out. In 2005, so here we are, 15 years after the old coot punched his own ticket. But all the same, happy birthday to a literary icon, cultural icon, the man who made us all feel better about recreational use of hallucinogens and maybe sometimes hard drugs. You know, it's everybody's got their own contributions for society, and I think our boy Hunter had a good amount. Jables being a cunt. Who is Hunter Thompson? You're burning in hell for all of the terrible things you've done in your life. That is what's sending you to make believe hell. So you are gonna make believe suffer until the end of make believe eternity. You're gonna roast in hell. On a spit roast, but not the fun one, so get that out of your head, Jables. It's not gonna be, no, you're not, it's not gonna be one of those. You're not gonna be on the spit like that. But, oh shit, I knew I was forgetting something. Christ. Sorry, I'm just forgetting I didn't jump into the Discord room correctly. So, alright, is it coming through? There we go, voice is connected. Just gonna bring my homie in quickly now. Just he's also got no guest. I asked my buddy Billy to stay, because he was telling me today he was thinking of starting a podcast to sort of recount and tell all of the weird tales as his time as like a criminal drug addict. He's like, but I don't know who would want to listen to that. I'm like, there's people out there, dude, especially if you know how to tell a story. But I was gonna see if he'd stick around, but he had places to be. So, what's up, Jables? Poorly. Yeah. Yeah, that's pretty much it. Like, find a niche audience. Like, find some kind of niche audience. Like, do you like, yeah, you know, yeah, you should stay put as, you know, the bellhop at the Holiday Inn or whatever's working for you. My answer is always, it's like, how do you make a living doing the internet stuff? I'm like, poorly, very, very poorly. Oh, it must be nice. And I like to put it this way, and this is a genuine sentiment. I always tell them, like, there are worse ways to make a living, but there are many much better livings to be made. Oh, nobody's hearing you. Well, that's fun. Let me take a look here. I'm just gonna drag OBS over. Once again, technical glitch there. Alright, no, it's taken out. Huh. That's Yeah, well, I mean, after last night that was inexplicable. Let me just drag Discord over and see if maybe it's okay. All right, that was weird because you were coming through the right headphones. Now you should be fine now. Yeah, you should be fine now. It's weird though, for some reason there's a shit ton of ongoing noise still on that channel. I, for the life of me, wish I could figure out what in the fuck has been going on with like OBS and shit for me lately. Because for some reason, why is it playing music? It shouldn't be playing music anymore. The music is over. The music stopped. I'm not hearing music. Yeah, no, Fox does. Yeah, Fox does a lot. The weird thing was though, I wasn't hearing it. Okay, this is getting silly, but whatever. It's it's I mean shit. Yeah, this fucking 8 folks here, and there we go. So you can all hear. Yeah, exactly. I was pissed though. I was like, I was trying to get it started, and I'm like, fuck it, it's not gonna work. And I'm like, I'll try again. Oh no, now other things aren't working. I guess today is just no, not today, Nick, not today. So, but here we are. We can hear Jables. I hope you no longer hear any music playing. You shouldn't. We don't need that. It's not appropriate. It's not fun. It's not good for your health or your digestive system. That good old fucking Fox News. Nobody fucking cares, Fox. Nobody fucking cares. But I did. Oh fuck! Now I also gotta do this again. Jesus Christ. One of these days, I give it a week or two, and then I'll just have the necessary intuition to just get all of this correct. And he's back. Yeah, I'll find a chance. So Jables, I opened up a stream if you want to take a look at what I'm looking at there. And now I can't hear you. What in the fuck is all of this? Plagued with technical issues. Absolutely, completely plagued with fucking technical issues. Why can't I hear Jables now? Jesus Christ! I feel like a guy who's about to be knocking down the door on 60. Because, his light's going on and on, and I can't hear a fucking thing he's saying. So, I'm just going to do this. It's fine. It's fine. It's like you were saying, at least this, this is a Saturday show. It's not the regular night, which doesn't really technically make anything any better, but I also know, like, half of the audience right now is probably in bed or watching something else. So, let's take a look. And still cannot hear Jables. And everything's set up just fine on my end. He's just gotta reboot it. Anyway, well, while we get into this fun news stuff, an ex-FBI agent in Massachusetts drove a truck towards a group of students on bicycles who made fun of him. Oh my. Retired after 26 years with the FBI as a special agent and supervisory agent. I'm starting to think that police hiring practices from top to bottom may not be the best. Yeah, listen, Jables. I mean, if you don't want the Illuminati silencing you, you just have to, you just have to be that patient and grateful bottom at Bohemian Grove, Show up and just let like I don't know, various senators just put objects inside of you. That's probably your safest bet.
I'll start the ass kissing with you.
And he's still talking. I can't hear a fucking word he's saying. And I've even restarted Discord, so I think that's got to be on his end. Restart Discord. Check your settings, homeboy. And if actually in a second, I think I'll just try pulling somebody else in. Just to see if it's you or if it's me, Game Trickster GT60. That's new. That's a new name I haven't seen. But thank you for the host, my new friend, or my old friend with a name I didn't recognize. All things are possible. So let's find out. Cliff Hedges, FBI secret agent. This is no Agent Mulder, no Agent Scully. Neither. They wouldn't drive trucks into students, even though God knows how we've all been tempted to, right? Former FBI agent is facing charges that he drove a truck towards a group of 4 middle school age students. Jesus Christ, dude, really? Middle schoolers? Fuck. Because they had made fun of him. Cliff Hedges, 61, is scheduled to appear in Springfield Oh, he's from Springfield. Okay, it makes perfect sense, though. The town is fucked up. District Court later this in connection with the June 2nd incident in Longmeadow, a town in south central Massachusetts near the border of Connecticut. Hedges had been charged with 4 counts of assault with a dangerous weapon, leaving the scene of an accident with property damage and negligent operation of a motor vehicle. The children told investigators that Hedges gunned his truck at them, ran over a curb, and hit a fence. No children were injured. He's got the aim of a fucking stormtrooper, you know? It's not like those kids are going to be able to jump out of the way quick enough. And, yeah, Springfield, Mass. It's an interesting town. I've spent some time there. Let's see. Hedges told the police that the children antagonized him, making obscene gestures and swearing at him. That does sound like Springfield kids. Hang on, I gotta look at that one afterwards. Let's see. He recently retired to the FBI as a special agent. Supervisory agent was hired last year as a director of public safety at Eastern States Exposition at so he's a security guard. I'm a security guard manager. He offered to resign, but Cassidy said he supports Hedges. Okay, so the president of that place, he offered him his resignation after he tried to run over a handful of kids, and the guy's like, "No, I support you, bro." Huh? It's on my end. Oh, for fuck's sake! All right, let's try this. I'm gonna restart Discord once more. Also gonna play a little test real quick. See if it's just my ears that are fucked, because let's see. No, I don't hear that. Well, for some fucking reason it's only coming through one side. Let's try something. Okay. Can we cooperate? Can we collaborate? Well, that's still fucking weird. I'll try something else then. Always something. Always fucking something. Alright. Let's do this. We'll just try restarting Discord then. If that doesn't work, then I don't know what to do. Try reopening this one more time, and after that I'll just put it on the fucking TV. Okay, and let's see here. Nope. Just gonna have to do it this way, I guess.
What is this way?
Well, this way is actually just pumping you through my regular ass speakers, so.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, we'll be fine. We'll be fine. So, what did I miss you saying? Was it? I imagine it was fucking hilarious, right?
I just started running through the set that I'm working on, and then yeah.
Oh, you got any good?
No.
Like, you got anything you want to share with the
No,
class?
it's all dog shit. It's all dog shit.
Oh, that's good confidence, man. You know, they say confidence is key in the creative arts. You know, you really have to believe in yourself before anybody else will. So.
No, I got a bunch of premises that I have, but I don't really have don't have the joke that's there yet.
Mm-hmm.
Like thigh-high stockings are the assless chaps of the cotton world. uh, uh,
I'm still trying to think. I'm still trying to figure out the best way to run the premise of like social distancing causing like new hires with ISIS to just Zoom bomb. It's like the only bombing they're capable of. So that, can't really kill anyone. You can definitely fuck up their day.
yeah. Well, at my work, I work with a lot of Hispanic people, and a majority of them have problems with like invading people's bubbles in the first place. But with social distancing, they're staying at least 3 feet away, so they're almost there.
I gotta say, I stopped buying deodorant when the social distancing thing happened because I realized between the masks and the distance, I could just blame it on somebody else anyway.
Yeah.
I was talking, Vernaculus and I over the weekend were joking, like, we're just stoned, just like shit talking and having fun. And, we came to the conclusion, and it sucks too, because I forget who it was, but I heard another comic actually say they wanted to do a masked game show where people say things and you have to guess who it was. But before I even heard this, I was saying, yeah, wouldn't it be great? You just learn like funny cartoon voices and learn to kind of throw your voice like a ventriloquist and just talk shit about strangers in your immediate area. And like it's like, oh man, well what a dipshit. What'd you say? Who said that? I didn't hear them. Oh, you can't. I have a mask. You can't tell. It's probably that guy over there. He looks like a castrato.
Well, now's the perfect time to be a street ventriloquist.
Go out with a painter's mask, like, well, mommy, I can't even see his lips moving. This is better than that Jeff Dunham show where you can totally see his lips moving.
Yeah.
I don't believe those puppets can talk. I'm gonna go out on a limb. I'm going out on a limb on this one. I'll die on this hill. I don't think those puppets can really talk.
Yeah, you just set up a mic inside your mask, and then they'll be like, he couldn't possibly do that with a mask on.
Exactly. It sounds so crisp. Just like or you know what? Just bring like bring a spritzer bottle around with you. Just carry it in your pocket, and while you're wearing your mask, right? Like if you're standing in line, just sort of like make a sneezing sound, and then just spray the back of the neck of the guy ahead of you. Like, who's that guy? Just point to someone walking by. Nah, he took his mask off. He sneezed in the back of your neck. Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. Oh.
Well, it's like half the jokes these days, because of like the sensitivity of this, half of the jokes you could play when it comes to fucking with people in public with like masks and shit are probably terrorist offenses right now. Like,
Yeah.
yeah.
Yeah. You can face some jail time. Yeah,
the fucking the Portland secret police that we've got rolling around right now will just roll up in one of their like unmarked vans, just hop out, just crack your head open, drag you off like you're Alex Jones in Scanner Darkly. Just drag you off into their van and whisk you off into the night. And while they're
what was going on there? I saw some things about that, but I didn't really look into it.
Oh, you didn't see what was going on there?
I kind of saw, but I don't know what was going. I saw some videos of people getting the shit beat out of them by cops.
Yeah, well, the cops, they're still running around beating the shit out of people. That's what they're good at. That's what they were hired for. But no, these federal police are just like, they're all geared up, masks. They look like, like they're fucking operators, like special ops guys, right? No name plates. They're rolling around in unmarked vans, and then anybody who like fits the description of a protester, they just hop out, snatch them up, and drag them off. Which,
are you sure it's not just people from Eastern Oregon?
It's like, no, that's just been going on.
There's a lot of militia type people over there.
Let me see if I can bring this up. I can share with you because we can look too. Let's just look at some images here. Oh fuck, so many goddamn windows. Nick, learn to fucking internet, dude. Come on. yeah, just like these motherfuckers just rolling around. I mean, when I think officer friendly, when I think friendly neighborhood police, that's the image I think of. Just these dudes just rolling up deep with like their paintball ARs. This guy, I don't even know. That looks like a World War II era submachine gun.
That's a kick-ass paintball gun, though.
Isn't it? Yeah. He brought that one from home, Yeah.
Yeah.
But
Like
yeah.
the one dude that shot the kid in the hotel.
Yeah, he was that's fucking quality policing. I just think it's amazing because like these guys are looking more and more like every like evil future dystopian sci-fi police force,
Yeah, it feels like I'm looking at Equilibrium.
Yeah, exactly. It's like, and you know what? Like, haha, joke's on you, dickbag. I haven't been able to really feel anything in years. You can keep your pills. Oh Christ! I actually clicked on the Mary Sue. I feel dirty. But yeah, these guys, they've just been, and they're saying Bill Barr's kind of in charge of this whole thing, I guess, and he's been saying like, yeah, we're gonna be taking this program nationwide.
So glad I just go to work and I go home and then occasionally go to a bar.
Yeah, it's like, well, why'd they arrest you? Well, they said I fit the description. What's the description? I was outside.
I was wearing a mask.
Yeah, look at that. Like, oh, this guy. Yeah, I'm sure I want to hear what he has to say. But yeah, it's like, yeah, I was outside wearing a mask, and like I think they got tipped off by their number one informant, Andy. No, Andy's been really. That was another fucked up thing. Is like all day today. And yesterday too, I was seeing like
Didn't Andy No testify in front of Congress recently?
Yeah, I believe so. But it's just been a fucked up thing that all these anti-authoritarians like Andy and Tim Pool and the like they think this shit is wonderful. I think it's wonderful for a different reason, because like I don't know, what's the step beyond an anarchist? I don't know. I'm approaching that guy. And I'm like,
Nihilist?
yeah, huh?
just a total nihilist.
Yeah, just a chaos-loving nihilist.
True nihilist. Let's nuke this shit.
Yeah, it's like, no. You know how they say it has to get worse before it gets better? I'm okay with half measures in this respect.
Oh yeah, no, well, like a couple years ago, somebody was yelling at me because I was just talking about just everything sucks. Just nuke the whole fucking planet. And they're like, yeah, you think you're gonna live? And I was like, no.
That's the point.
But the few that do, maybe they can make things better.
Yeah, it's like, do you have any idea how much easier getting, like, it'll be to get laid, for instance, when there's literally no competition left because they're all dead or in a gulag somewhere? I'm looking at the big picture here is what I'm trying.
The greatest asset is that you survived.
Yeah, exactly. It's like, you suddenly become 100 times more attractive than everyone who didn't survive. For most people, there are always going to be those few. Just imagine like half the planet dies, all of a sudden like the necrophiliacs of the world are just rejoicing like, I have never had so many options. It's a necrophiliac holiday. But yeah, so this is America in 2020. Unmarked, masked, military, secret police, just snatching up whoever fits the description. Although word also has it that like when they take you in, like these guys, as soon as you say I want to talk to a lawyer, they just cut you loose. It's a fear tactic. It's harassment. Yeah, it's harassment. I mean, look at these alpha motherfuckers right here, man. Man, it's one of those things. Like, if there's a draft, I'll sign up. But yeah, this is fun. It's fun times. It's good times. Also, most of that gear was bought on Facebook. This is the Facebook Tactical Review Power Hour. I'm doing gear reviews now, folks. That's right. Did you know if you get a plate carrier from Wish.com, You need to order one size bigger because they're made for tiny little Asian people.
This is it looks like a K meetup. It's
It looks like what?
a K meetup. /K is a 4chan group that's all about guns and shit.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Well, it's like, this is where the people who've always wanted to be tactical but also love abusing civilians. They say there's a place in this world for everyone, and I believe it, because, it was like, I mean, for these guys, it was either this or I don't know, collector for a loan shark, and they would never get to to dress up this cool if that was the case. So I'm proud of America. I've never been more proud to be American than I am right now, actually looking at this for the explicit purpose that I wasn't too proud to begin with, but we got a lot of cool shit.
There is one thing that makes me really proud to be an American. Because of Shark Week.
We invented Shark Week, god damn it.
All right. No, this year's going to be extra special. Mike Tyson's going to fight a great white shark.
I saw something about that. I wasn't sure to believe it.
It's real. I looked into it.
I'm kind of let down because it doesn't surprise me in the slightest, given everything else that's going on. It's like, everyone, that question, like, who had murder hornets on their 2020 bingo card? It's like, well, I didn't, but I'm not surprised. Like, who had Mike Tyson fist fighting a fucking shark? Again, wasn't expecting it, but not surprised.
He's been training lately, so, he's probably set.
Yeah, he's training to fight a shark, It's just like, or another day at the office. It's like, I'm sorry, honey, I gotta go train. Like, who's your opponent? Are you gonna fight Holyfield again? Oh, no. I'm fighting Jaws. Jaws?
Yeah,
Jaws.
I thought he was gonna fight Holyfield, because Holyfield started training again, too.
Maybe Holyfield's gonna fight a shark. Maybe Holyfield's gonna fight a giant squid. Think about that. Just like,
maybe it'll be a 2 versus 1. It'll be Holyfield and Tyson versus the shark. That'd be
They're gonna lower a wrestling ring into like some shallow waters, and they'll chum it so the shark be a tag team match. So like, it's like Tyson's gonna be like half his body is gonna be in the shark's mouth, and he's just gonna be getting chewed up, and he's reaching out, but because he can't quite make it, there's nothing Holyfield can do. Those are the rules. You can't come in until your partner tags you out. So at that point, you're just gonna have to wait for the shark to digest him and hope enough of his hand comes out so you can have a high five, and then you can get in the ring with that fucking shark. I should have been a sports promoter. I'm wasted on the internet.
Crispy Gin. It's actually Holyfield dressed up as a shark.
Now we're oh shit, do you think? That would be awesome. Mike Tyson comes out in like scuba gear, but he's just standing in a ring, and then Evander Holyfield comes out dressed as, you remember this? Left Shark. We call it a throwback. He comes out dressed as Left Shark, and he's got a fist fight, scuba Mike Tyson, in a ring that's gradually being submerged by a crane off a pier. Oh, I'd watch the shit out of it. Are you kidding me? Fuck, I'd watch the two. I'd watch the two of them play like fucking Monopoly, just if they were just sitting there. Just Mike's got the rebreather respirator in, and like he just Evander Holyfield, and he popped his face out, so it's just in the shark mouth. Like, how you been, Evander? Just flaps. Like flaps little things, tries to move a piece, falls over. I got that for you, buddy. Or do you think maybe he's got a new video game he's gonna drop? It's gonna be like a Mike Tyson branded, just side scroller brawler game where you just play Mike Tyson fighting. No, Street Shark Punch Out. I knew that would resonate with you. What, you think the Street Sharks could take Tyson?
I think they could, yeah.
Yeah. Well, I guess we're gonna find out, aren't we? Because that shit's
rollerblades. They're super quick.
Yeah, that shit's coming though. That's right. One of them's on rollerblades, you know.
With, extensive public mandates
Oh, will you
in place.
shut the fuck up, dude? God, I hate that guy. I just wanted to see what this one was. Another great Massachusetts story. Suspect pulls gun on maskless man outside Walgreens, cops say. He had a license for it. All right, so he was arrested after he said he pulled a gun on a 30-year-old man outside Walgreens because he was not wearing a mask. Todd Goulston, 59, of East Bridgewater, was charged with multiple offenses following the alleged incident that occurred amid the state's coronavirus mask order. I didn't even know they had one because I was like walking all over the place with that. Like, you know, I had my mask, but I wasn't wearing it properly because I was smoking too much.
I'm gonna be honest
I
with
was
you.
drinking in the street.
I'm kind of retarded.
Let's see what that was. All right, I'm gonna catch up on all these things in a bit. What was that? Oh, word. Resubscription. By the way, quick reminder: if any of you like, want to support this show, there's always Streamlabs. I'm just saying. I gotta put the meters and shit back. I think that reminds people that I'm basically busking here. Yeah, I'm busking. Like, $20 left in my bank account right now. Yeah. It's an act of desperation, me trying to entertain all of you. It's not that I think I'm good at it. I know I'm not. Let's see. So, yeah, he's charged with multiple offenses. He's licensed to carry a firearm, and his guns were seized by officers. He allegedly pulled a gun out from his vehicle and pointed at the other man who had not been wearing a mask. Did he say anything? Did he like, better mask up, bucko, or...
Yeah. Well, he is 59, so technically that guy was putting his life at risk.
That's true. Altercation dragged into the parking lot, and then he got into his car and fled the scene. The 30-year-old was not injured. Upon being placed in the custody, the suspect complained of a medical issue and was transported to a local hospital. Charlie Baker issued the mask order. It's currently in effect indoor and outdoor spaces. He was charged with a weapon. All right, let's see. Mustang Patriot's got to have something to say about this. I have confidence in my boy Mustang. My boy Mustang Patriot. Now, let's see. What are these people? Man on mask pulls a gun on another man. Remember when that used to mean something different? Well, that's one joke I would never dream of making. Scratches it off my list here. What is it? Mysterious masked man enters bank and applies for home loan. Huh? Yeah, we're nothing to report on today. Let's see. Well, I'm surprised he wasn't tackled by the communist state troopers. What look like they're ready to invade Poland every day on the job, simply for wearing his commie mask. Nah, it's no good. Come on,
Did you
Musk.
see that video of the two dudes that were walking around in Florida handing out free masks? And people just being like, "Fuck you, you pieces of shit! It's a fucking lie. Why the fuck would you do that?" Okay. It's like,
That man, that younger man is a goddamn hero patriot. Not only does he tell those commies to stuff their masks up their asses, which is ironic because it goes on the other end, but faced a potential barrage of elderly bullets for standing up for his rights as the founders intended. I believe it was Thomas Jefferson who said, "The only time it is appropriate for an American to wear a mask is when is when it be this bitch what got the butterface and the summer teeth. Stick to paper bags as God intended and keep the government out your goddamn mouth. Amen. A equals men. That works. Wow, I'm rusty with these things. I haven't done them in a while. Also, I'm sober, which is another change of pace. So, sorry, everybody. I know I've let you down by not being 3 sheets to the wind. But I'll get there. You have my word. Also, see, this is what happens when you're a broke ass.
No.
Yeah, see? If you want better Mustang Patriot content, well then, I need enough. I need to make enough money to keep myself to keep myself in plenty of correct booze, and bail money too. But bail money's important. What's happening here now? This is true fucking horrendous shit. My wife said my dog ran away, but she took him to the kennel. Now I'm leaving her. Goddamn right. Bitch is lucky she didn't catch all 5 fingers. Smack. Give my dog away. The man took to Reddit to ask what he should do after he found out that his dog, whom he loved dearly, had been taken to the kennel by his wife 5 years after she told him the dog had run away. But I don't know, what would you do, Jables?
Well, did he ask? Was this before or after he found out that she took the dog to the kennel?
Well, apparently she took the dog to the kennel 5 years ago and told him that it had just run away, and then he discovered that it was at the kennel.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah. Bye.
Yeah, he explained that when he and his wife got married, he already had the dog, who he loved, and it was his buddy. And when the wife got pregnant, she suddenly became increasingly paranoid the dog would be a danger to the baby, which is the exact opposite of what typically happens.
Yeah.
As she was, quote, an aggressive bred. Spelled B-R-E-A-D.
Yeah.
It was an
We
aggressive.
already have an aggressive bred.
It was a very aggressive bred. I've had some experiences with aggressive breds. They're dangerous. The man insists the dog is well trained, and when his wife suggested rehoming the dog, he refused. And one day she called him crying at work, saying that the dog had run away. And that devious bitch. This story makes me hate this woman more every step of the way, and by extension, her child, because I don't know when to stop. And she hadn't been able to. Huh?
Yeah, she's a lying bitch.
Oh yeah. He admitted, I believed her. I looked for the dog for weeks. Eventually, just had to accept it because there were other more pressing matters, like welcoming their newborn. Who at this point, I would get a new dog and feed that to I'd feed the newborn to the dog just to prove a point. See, yeah, my old dog wouldn't have done this. Can you believe it? This is horrible. This is your doing. You killed this baby. Good job. He admitted, I believe her. Let's see. Eventually, he accepted and moved on. He said, it's been 5 years since then. We now have 3 children, all of whom could be kibble at this point. I wanted to get a new dog, but the kids take a lot of energy and time. My wife has always had an excuse not to get another dog. Yeah, the underlying one is she's a cunt. I found out recently that my dog didn't run away, but my wife and her father, he gets fed to the dogs too. Took the dog to the pound while I was at work because her parents agreed with her about the dog being dangerous.
Dog food is people at this point.
Exactly. In fact, there are too goddamn many people. We're gonna have so many problems burying all these coronavirus victims. I think now is the perfect time for Purina to strike a deal with the mortuary people. Doesn't have to be it can be voluntary, like donating your body to science. Think about it. How many people on the internet think dogs are the center of the universe? And how many of them would willingly give up their dead corpse to become high quality dog food for the dogs that they love so much? You're welcome, folks. I'm here to solve all of your problems, and I think we just made a big step. Fuck graveyards.
Yeah, her absolute refusal to get any other dog as well, too. That's just fucking ridiculous.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. So, what kind of dog was it?
I'm curious about that myself. Let's see. One person said, you said you looked for the dog for weeks. I'm sure you were distraught. You searched for your wife continued to watch you in your pain, knowing she caused it and did nothing. Divorced the bitch. She also disrespected you as a parent. She made a decision that something wasn't acceptable for your child to be around the dog. You disagreed, but she decided she knew better than you. And yeah, some people said she's cruel and a psychopath. I completely agree. And others told him not to bring another dog into the household in fear his wife would find another way to dispose. How fucked up is that when you need to
like eating a glass.
Yeah, it's an absolute reverse. It's like, well, I couldn't bring my wife around the dog 'cause she was just so scared. It's like, I got a dog, now I need to leave this bitch because she's dangerous. Fuck
Yeah,
it.
Did you hear about Bill Burr? What happened with his dog?
No. What happened?
Well, his wife brought the dog randomly while he was on the road. Then when she got pregnant, and their dog was around anybody but them, aggressive.
Yeah.
So when they had the kid, they agreed to send it off somewhere else.
Was it like a rescue?
To be rehomed. Yeah. Well, no, they sent it off with a trainer because it wasn't a very well trained dog in the first place.
Oh, no, I mean, yeah, so but was the dog itself a rescue?
Yeah, it was.
Ah.
Yeah. Yep, had a rough life and shit. But but he still sees the dog 3 or 4 times a year. Takes it for a walk.
Oh, Sean, sorry, real quick, Sean. I do appreciate it, and I'm looking forward to this. My buddy Sean sending me some rum and some Southern craft beer. USPS usually all right with it. The thing a lot of people do when they ship those kind of things, is they like to wrap them in a bunch of a whole shitload of paper and peanuts and all that, and then on the box they'll write olive oil. And also, let's keep in mind too, I noticed that the post office cut Saturday hours because the federal government's trying to shut them down now anyway. So I can't help but think to myself, I think we'll be all right. I don't think they're paid enough to give a fuck anymore. You could probably ship. Yeah, you could ship gun. Yeah, you could ship gun parts to the IRA right now, and they'd be like, "I'm not paid enough to give a fuck." So. Let's just have a little look-see. Baldbag says he should give the kids away to get his own back. Just the wife goes out for a mani-pedi with the girls, right? Comes back, all the kids go, I don't know, honey, the kids just ran away. I tried to chase them, but I just couldn't keep up. They're so quick, I'm pretty sure they're dead now. Anyway,
we've been having them in track and field camp. They've just gotten so fast.
They're so good. Well, actually, honey, I think so we can come to terms with what happened. We should start referring to them in the past tense. They were very fast kids until they got hit by that truck, and it was just such a mess, baby. I didn't want you to see it, so I scooped them off the pavement. I put them in with the leaves in the trash bag there, and I left them for the bin man, and they're gone. Where's my dog, you bitch? I'm just kidding. I tied them up and put them in the basement. They're fine. Maybe a little hungry.
Yeah, I'm still curious what the breed is.
Well, they say it's dangerous, but I mean, this is from the Mirror, which tells me that this is probably a British thing. Which would also say, though, because didn't they ban pit bulls? Watch, it was probably like one of these little guys. Look, it's a dangerous beast right there.
Yeah.
God damn. I mean, I don't know how.
What you doing, human? Building something?
So, yeah. What you doing, buddy? You building? Is this a doghouse for me to bring the remains of your children to? Yes, buddy, it is. Wait, why can't you talk? Just in your head, pal. Just in your head. This is you talking to yourself. Oh, phew, I was worried there for a second. So, well,
even pit bulls, back in the old days, they were called nanny dogs.
Yeah, no, the bulldogs and pits were the British nanny, and they're great with kids. I mean, the thing I've noticed, too, is, the only thing that makes a dog dangerous is if you're shitty to it. Or if it's like a rescue, if it's lived a life where it's just been treated like shit, Yeah. But yeah, I mean, usually, dogs typically hyper aggressively defend pregnant women they know are in their households, If you're married and you've got a dog and she's pregnant, that thing's not letting anyone it doesn't know near the pregnant lady. And then when baby comes out, it's the same thing. They're like, okay, this is pup. My job is to kill anything that's a threat. Like, yeah. If your kid gets torn up by a dog, it's your fault for being a bad dog parent. You know what? You're probably a bad parent too, which means that if the kid gets mauled to death, that dog might have been doing it a favor. And you a favor. That's a lot of therapy you'd have to pay for being the terrible shit parent you probably are. So, well, here's a question. We spoke earlier about the 2020 bingo card. Who had 50-mile giant swarm of flying ants? Anyone? Because it was spotted from space over the UK.
God damn.
Let's have a little look at this video here. Yeah. Oh.
Once all the flying ants have taken up all the other ground ants, and we need
Yeah, I had a bunch of those show up in my neighborhood recently. You got rid of them, luckily, but
I just think they've
I
had.
woke up and like my bathroom sink was filled with flying ants. I was like, what the fuck is going on here? I've never seen these in this neighborhood.
You know what I need to do is I need to patch things up with Sargon just so we can find a way to blame Europe for this. Like these ants, these are genetically bred European EU army ants that were sent to subjugate the Isle of Britain for the purposes of maintaining unity in Europe. Still,
if you never mind, I'm not making that.
no,
joke.
no, make the joke. Nope, you open the door. You gotta walk through it.
Nope.
You open up that door.
It's bad. It's okay. Well, a lot of the refugees are used to dealing with bugs like flying ants, so really, maybe it's to make them feel more at home.
Yeah,
Yep.
I instantly. I'm never encouraging you again about anything.
Yeah, that's what
Ever.
happens. Every time I go, nope, not making that joke. It's something like that. So
Well, see,
let me just go, nope, not making that joke.
my curiosity
Like,
gets the
Asians run wild.
my curiosity gets the better of me, and I forget that I'm capable of being banned from certain platforms for things that other people say. So. Wait a second, this is a curious thing I just noticed. I fucked up my audio settings again.
Oh,
Well, I mean, not really, but
gotta stop doing that.
I really do. It's just so bad. Oh, I picked the wrong one. All right, never mind. There we go. Yeah, you can all listen to this child's adorable, fucking, horrifying accent.
they can go back in it. But they have slightly different.
Here, how about we do this? Every time I have a terrible joke, I'll just DM it to you, and then you can decide whether or not it's safe.
Yeah, that works. That way it's on record that it was you and not me.
Yeah.
But yeah, so fucking let's see, a 50-mile wide swarm of flying ants has been making its way over the UK, and it's so huge it's been spotted from space. The enormous cloud of insects was picked up by the Met Office weather radar over Kent and Sussex on the southeast coast. Weather Service said smaller swarms
honest with you.
were seen outside of London.
I'm kind of retarded.
Video is released by the Met Office side a tweet saying it's not raining in London, Kent, or Sussex, but our radars say otherwise. God.
Oh, hey, in response to Sean, I don't think I'm better than you. I think I'm just as terrible as you are.
What, you think you're better than me? What, you think you're better? Yeah, like, Sean, I gotta say, I know you're from down south, but that's the most Massachusetts thing I think that's been said in my chat in quite a while. What, you think you're better than me? You want to fight or something? I was just asking directions. Yeah, directions to me kicking your ass, you pansy. Okay. This is why I don't hang out in Lawrence anymore. Let's see. Spokesman for the Met Office said there will likely be thousands of ants within the swarm. You don't say. It's 50 miles wide. No, it's like a couple dozen ants. You know, they just spread out, make themselves look big.
I can tell you one thing. It's definitely more than 10.
Yeah, it's more. It's bigger than a bread box. Smaller than a house. Okay. I'm like wondering how many people even remember what the fuck a bread box is. Jesus Christ. All right.
Oh, I do.
Of course you do. It was exciting stuff. Actually, I want to check real quick just because I know we've been having one hell of a week up here in the Afghanistan area. So, yeah, there was that shooting yesterday. A guy sent money laundered and sent equipment to Iran. Let's see, because there's like 3 or 4 other shootings, like just in this last week, which is funny to me because it's like, you know, it's been violent as fuck in New York and Chicago. The shootings all over the damn place, right? And everyone's like, this is what happens when we defund the police. This is what happens.
Yeah.
But we didn't.
Well, did you hear about that?
Well, we didn't do that here.
Did you hear about that tech dude in New York that somebody just found him like totally dismembered in his apartment?
No, but I did hear there was a woman found on the roof of a deli mummified in saran wrap. So,
Shit's going nuts. I'm loving it and hating it. I'm so glad my neighborhood is cut off just enough from all the craziness of the actual city.
I just think it's so weird though because we've had like in the last week, this is a city of like, I want to say like 111,000 people, right? Small ass city, right? Small ass city, and in the last like week, we've had 5 or 6 different shootings and a murder suicide, and we didn't even defund the police or anything. So I'm like, you know, I don't even think it's that. I think people are just fucking crazy these days.
Yeah, everybody's cooped up and like losing their homes, and they've lost their jobs, and like this is what happens.
You know, they lost their jobs, they lost their fucking sanity. You know? Why the fuck not, right? So last off...
generally when you lose your job and you lose your house, you can still take a moment to grab a drink at a bar, but people haven't been able to do that. So,
well, see, we can even do that up here. Everything is wide open up here now. And they're still shooting each other, which is weird because I'm not seeing as many bar fights. In fact, I haven't really seen any. It's been a great disappointment to me, by the way. I love it when people fight drunk in the street. It's like the weirdest one I ever saw like a year or two ago was like this big no sleeves guy's tan, like brown as a knot, he's so tan, right? And he gets into this fight with these other loose douchebags out front, and I see the guy take him down to the ground. He's got him on the ground. He's on top of him. Like, a little ground and pound. I watch enough MMA to know what that means, now that I know what it really means. And there's the weirdest thing. Instead of punching this kid in the face, as shit you're not, he just takes his fingers and he gives him fish hooks. And so he's just over this dude that is just like smacked up and taken down to the ground, and he's just like fish hooking him. I'm like, that's kind of hot.
Yeah, surprisingly enough, I have hardly seen any bar fights in this state. I think it's because we have that mutual combat law.
Oh, that's right. You got full on mutual combat, don't you?
Yeah, it's fucking great, and I think it just discourages people from fighting because nobody's going to get in trouble. They both agree. So.
Well, I've heard about that. I've heard about that in a lot of different places, and it could be it could be a little fucked up, huh? Like just because it's like
what do you mean?
You can straight up kill a dude, right? And as long as you got, yeah, and
if they die, you get charged with involuntary manslaughter.
Oh, okay. Well, it's good that they keep it in. Well, it's nice of them to keep it involuntary, you know, because, you know, just because, like, you know, it's like, it's a little. I didn't mean to kill him. It's like, no, them's the rules, pal. What's up, Sean boy?
Yeah, I mean, you can kill somebody with a single punch. You just knock them out and they crack their head on the concrete.
Yeah. Or you've just got a ball, or you got a baller punch. It's just like
here's the other thing. You can do it in front of a cop, and the cop will ref for you, which is perfect.
Yeah, you just get you get an immediate ref. That's nice.
Yeah.
Well, let's take a look here. So
yeah, whenever they see mutual combat going on, it's like within their protocol that they have to observe it, and then if one guy starts taking it too far, like the other guy's already down and he just keeps fucking going, then they have to pull him off and then go, hey, go away, you're done.
You know, what'd be funny is because here's the funny thing. Like, you ever notice like every little minor thing that can happen that police respond to, like a simple traffic stop, right? And if it lasts long enough, you'll see maybe one, maybe sometimes 2 other cruisers pull up real quick. or you see it all the time at accidents, right? But then if you stick around at any kind of incident where you see a whole bunch of cars show up, watch closely, because like if it's not a big deal, they will all like almost race to be the first one out of there, because like the last one on scene has to like handle all the paperwork for it and shit.
Yeah.
But I could just imagine they all show up, and then it's like you got like a panel of like 5 cops watching / reffing a fight outside of a bar. Just 2 drunk assholes like, no.
Oh, I've seen a fight where there's been like 4 or 5 cops.
Yeah.
And you can tell some of them like want to cheer at least one of the guys on, but they're just like holding back.
Well, I was just thinking, can you imagine them like they all pull out their like little police notebooks, and you see them jotting notes like, oh look, they're taking notes, and then at the end they all just hold them up and they got scores for them. It's like, oh, technical knockout, but he was so close. You notice the points are really racking up. Do you? And like, we'll go back to the replay. Hold on, let me take my body camera off. Like it's like that's how you know, and that's the thing. That's how we could sell body cameras to the police more effectively, right? Be like, dude, this gives you instant replay for all this shit you see. You don't even have to tell your friends. Just like we let them download copies of the day's videos to their phones and shit. They can go home, make little YouTube videos, then do little TikToks. You know, just like police brutality from a police perspective.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's like they shoot 3 unarmed people, and then it's just like it goes to black, and it's just they're like,
I shit you not, somebody hung somebody else from a flagpole in their underwear. Like,
it's like I know, I didn't think it really happened either. I thought it was a fucking bullshit call, but then it's like, so hang on, how long is this video? Oh, I got like 25 minutes. Why didn't you help them? Well, I was shooting the video.
Yeah.
Oh, maybe making influencer.
We were waiting on the fire trucks for the ladders.
Yeah, it's like I was waiting for the fire trucks, and then like, the fire trucks show up, and it's just a bunch of firemen like with their phones, just like, dude. I know, I didn't think it was real either.
Hey, how long you been here? Oh yeah, you've been here the longest. You gonna send that to me?
Yes, dude. I need that fucking video, bro.
There's just a bunch of like police and firemen Google Docs just full of body cam footage.
See, there's a reason you want to be a first responder. It's not so you can help, but so you can be the first one there, and you can get all the that sweet Google AdSense from it. It's like, man, this is good enough to end up on Donut Operator. Why, are you gonna shoot him? You think I should? Yeah. So one last piece of news before we start chatting with people. I see Mickey Ficky's already hanging out in the clean room. If you want to like come on, shoot the shit for a few minutes, jump on in there. I'll do these little digital dice roll things. We'll figure out who's going to come in and talk to us when, about whatever you really want. I'm down with it. I'm cool. I'm going to be doing things a little differently though. I was getting lazy with it at the end there before, and I just pile people in. So we're going to do one at a time, a few minutes at a time. Just hang out, shoot the shit, whatever you want to say. And it's going to be the same when the next when guests are here. And got some cool guests lined up, a couple more stand-up comics, a few name film actors from movies you would definitely recognize. So it's going to be a good time. So jump on in if you want. Let's take a look at this last news item. So as you all know, all the blue check marks got themselves hacked on Twitter the other day. Those guys made like $130,000 doing it too.
Really?
Oh yeah. Yeah, well, I mean, so I don't know if you caught it. Did you see when Elon Musk and like Obama and everybody got hacked?
Oh yeah, those. Yeah, we covered that on the front.
Yeah. Well, so this came out. Wired is saying who pulled it off. Yeah, they're saying. Let's see. Yeah, Joe Biden, Obama, Bezos, Gates, Apple, Uber, and more fall into the hands of attackers who used access. This is the first time I'm glad Twitter never actually even responded to my attempt to get verified. Even though I fit all the criteria. I really do.
Yeah.
I should be a blue check mark. Especially because everybody loves my tweets. But, let's see. It says, elsewhere, Iranian hackers did an oopsie. Seriously? Oh man, these are lazy fuckers. This guy's just popping it all in. I was looking at this thinking like, oh fuck, was it VPN to blame? Because I was kind of hoping, and this is a dark hope on my part. Can you imagine if it was NordVPN? It's like this.
No, I think it would be ExpressVPN.
It's like go to like yeah, go to NordVPN and use promo code your password, and watch what happens to your Twitter account as you start offering double bitcoins to every moron dumb enough to actually respond.
Oh, UFO VPN.
Yeah. Hong Kong based. Man, between that and TikTok, these Chinese IT things really working out great. It's fucking hilarious.
Hong Kong's slightly different than China. Let's give them a little bit of credit.
There we go. Boom, all right.
Hashtag free Hong Kong.
Well, Hong Kong is now China again.
It is, but it's a gradual encroachment. That China
Gradual. Well, yeah. Well, there's also you saw that leaked video of the Uyghurs getting sent off on the trains to the concentration camps there.
Yeah, I've seen that.
Yeah, that's isn't that great? Like, not only that shit can happen these days, and nobody does a fucking thing because they're like, oh, I'm sorry, Uyghurs, but I owe the Chinese a lot of money, you see. So.
Do you remember during the primary debates when Joe Biden called them Wiggers?
Yeah. See, I grew up in.
What are you talking about?
I grew up.
Talking about juggalo?
I grew up in the '90s when that term got popular, and honestly, that's one group of people I wouldn't mind sticking on a train. Like, if all of a sudden, like, if all like the influencers from those LA influencer houses were rounded up and put on trains to who knows where, I would say publicly that is a horrible thing. Once. Because I did recently determine, scientists recently determined actually that a group of influencers is called an infestation. You're welcome. So first up, we got Mickey Ficky coming in. How you doing, Mickey?
Hey, I'm good. How are you, Nick?
Oh, I'm not on a train or in an unmarked van, so I'm doing better than some.
Yeah, I heard about that. That's fucking nuts, man. Like,
What, the Chinese people or the Portland shit?
The Portland shit. And I made a joke in the chat. I was like, what, a bunch of fucking hippie militia? Really? But Oregon is filled with hippies, dude.
Portland is filled with hippies.
Yeah, and more like hips. We got to come up with a term that combines hipster with hippie. You know?
Hippie-ster.
Yeah, it's something.
I'm not the entertainer here.
Yeah, we'll figure this out. Because the thing is like, I can take hippies. I mean, they can be annoying and they smell bad, but they're always more than happy to share all of their homemade wine or their homegrown weed or the acid that they got from this guy who really knows his stuff. You know, they'll share with you. Hipsters, not so much.
Yeah.
And I don't imagine...
Eastern Oregon is full of rednecks, much like Eastern Washington. The West Side, more hippies and hipsters.
Well, you know, you'd be surprised though, especially these days. There can be a yuppies. Yeah, Sean, I guess that's no, because the thing is yuppies are the people like, you know, they wear like Birkenstocks, and you know, even though there's a recycling bin, they like to drive their recycling to the plant in their Subaru Outback just to feel like, you know, they're doing their part, even though they're burning fossil fuels, that kind of thing.
Now, those guys that wear those Birkenstocks...
Hipsters still wear Birkenstocks, but their feet are clean.
Yeah, exactly.
The guys that can wear those shoes are the real heroes, dude. I can't wear them. They're fucking uncomfortable. My feet, like, start aching like crazy when I try to wear Birkenstocks. I can't be a real hippie.
You know, that's
I'm sad about that.
that's a boldly honest claim as to why not to wear Birkenstocks. You know, you could go with I don't wear Birkenstocks because I'm an adult. You know, but you know, but yeah, well, yeah, it is what it is. No, but it's surprising though because these days I do notice there is a little more overlap than maybe there used to be between rednecks and hippies. Like you can have redneck boondock hippies, and they're you know,
Yeah. Well, like most of the rednecks I knew, they all smoked weed.
oh yeah. Well, my dad.
They're like, hey, we're just trying to live our life out here in the country.
Well, my dad. Like a lot of.
Fuck those people.
Well, a lot of people get like, you know, a lot of people like they get confused when I tell them a bit about how it was raised. For instance, like, oh, Baldbag's asking which are worse, Birkenstocks or Crocs.
Crocs,
I gotta go with Crocs in those, yeah.
bar none.
Although I have heard they're like super comfortable.
Yeah, fashion-wise, Crocs. Comfort-wise, Birkenstocks.
Yeah.
I gotta wear some really comfortable like walking shoes, because otherwise my feet will just hurt like hell. Yeah.
Well,
Crocs and Birkenstocks can go suck a dick as far as I'm concerned.
Well, on the issue of it's funny though because on the issue of like hippies versus, you know, good old boys, rednecks, what we call them. Well, so my dad was he was a hippie. Like he was a deadhead. He followed the dead around for a while in a van. In fact, one of his stories he loved telling me was he and his buddies had a big nitrous tank in their van, and that got back to Jerry. And Jerry Garcia, between sets a couple times, came out and just sat with my dad in the back of the van, just doing nitrous hits. Now,
Sweet.
yeah, I mean, it could be true, mind you, too. I mean, you know, it could have just been a guy who looked like Jerry Garcia, but even if that was the case, that's not the story you're going to tell. But no, he was telling me one time, so, like, he was living in Vermont at this, like, hippie commune house. You know, they all rented it together, and they grew weed, and they did all their hippie shit. And they got along well with the locals, like the local, you know, the local good old boys, as they were known. But every so often, they'd like to fuck with them, so they spread a rumor that they were going to go and, you know, easy rider them. They were going to just show up in trucks and fuck their house up and shit. And it was on the same night that the whole group was supposed to have this big old orgy. And my dad and his buddy with their .22 rifles stood guard on the front porch of the house and missed the whole orgy. He's like, that would have been one of my biggest regrets, except everyone there got the clap that night. I'm like, well, everybody dodged a bullet on that one, it sounds like.
I grew up in a small area, so the two towns close to each other, my town and the one over. We actually had an issue when I was in high school. We had a massive crabs outbreak and a massive outbreak of the clap in both the schools.
In both the schools, yeah.
Yeah.
Well, I got two stories for you.
Everybody would just meet up and, well, you know, teenagers.
Well, in the old days, these days it's all just you know, oh, I got more Instagram influencers. Oh, that's cool. You wanna fuck? Ooh, God, no. Have you heard what that leads to? Children.
Yeah.
And the clap. And
Oh, these are farm towns. There's nothing to fucking do.
There's nothing to do, so you just you just
fuck everybody.
You just smash the ass out of like all of your classmates.
Yeah.
You know.
So apparently, we have a community out here in Arizona, filled with the elderly. It's called Sun City, and my
Is that the nudist colony?
Huh?
Is that the nudist colony?
No, it might as well be though, because the first day of my medical assisting school, my teacher talked to us about how there was a massive herpes outbreak in the city of in Sun City, because when old people get bored, all they do is just, like, you know, smash each other in large numbers, apparently.
Yeah, they can't get pregnant. So, like,
you know,
what are you worried about STDs?
Well, there was a story I read yesterday, and actually I can see if I can bring it up real. Well, fuck it. I'll just...
I've heard a lot. Like, there's been plenty of instances where with like massive herpes outbreaks in senior homes.
Oh yeah.
I don't think anybody wants to picture a bunch of old people fucking, but hey, I thought I'd share that story since we were on the call. It's ugh.
Old people fuck too. They're human.
Well, here's the thing. I can't wait. I honestly can't wait for like the "We Must Save the West" crowd to get in on this, because I'm gonna bring it up here. But apparently, there's a jaw-dropping global crash in birth rates right now. Just
yeah.
There it is. Yeah. So yeah, global.
Yeah, it's like we're good. We don't want any more damn kids. Let's we'll just.
Oh no, you can't. Like, in a lot of places, you can't go out and get somebody accidentally pregnant.
Wait, here's something I didn't know. Apparently, in 1950, women worldwide were having an average of 4.7 children over the course of a lifetime. Which again, I love that 0.7, because that means that there's like an odd remainder. It's like,
well, my grandma had 9 kids in 10 years.
Wow.
Well, I mean, look at this though. They're saying, so like it's just been dropping steadily since the 50s. I'm sure Mark Collette is going to probably cry in his glass of milk about this, because you know what this means. This means all the eggs are just shriveling up and dying by not getting poked enough with a penis.
Well, yeah, but I'm sure that graph also correlates with how much weight the American dollar has and how wages can support a family.
Well,
right.
Well, this is weird because they say we're gonna peak at 9.7 billion around 2064, but then it should fall down to 8.8 billion by the end of the century. And it says it has nothing to do with sperm counts or the usual things. Instead, it's being driven by more women in education and work, as well as greater access to contraception, leading women to choosing to have fewer children, which I'm fine with. I'm pro-choice explicitly because I've been around long enough to see what babies turn into. Not impressed. Not impressed. But
on the other hand, I've also been around long enough to see what babies turn into, so maybe I'm pro-life.
Yeah. Well, it says Japan's Japan's population is supposed to go from a peak of 128 million to less than 53 million by the end of the century. So, which means that all you weebs, if you live long enough, that Tokyo real estate you lust after in your anime is going to be a lot cheaper by the end of the century.
Japan was really pushing for more white people to go to Japan on visas in order to impregnate women, pretty much. To, like, start families and whatnot.
I want to say I remember that, and if I'm not mistaken, I believe that was actually, like, a joke. I don't know.
The white people thing was a joke, but they want more people to move in because there's a great disparity between males and females in their population right now. There's a lot more females than males, so they aren't able to have a steady birth rate compared to their death rate right now.
Well, I'm glad we brought this show to a topic of birth rates. Everybody loves hearing about that shit on the goddamn internet, don't they? Well, Mickey, I'm gonna keep this show chugging along. What would you like to leave us with tonight?
Well, I want to give a shout out to somebody in your fandom that, as much as I can't stand and how annoying he is to me, he sure did fix my headphones last night. They took a dump on me at the last show, so that's why I wasn't in chat. So, Brad actually fixed them. So thank you, Brad. I appreciate it. You have a future in tech support, my brother.
Well, that was nice. I'm glad to see too that in the middle of this show itself, actually, both Brad and El Presidente just wanted, have themselves a little voice chat circle jerk, huh, boys? Huh? You're just too good for the show now, huh?
Yeah.
Yeah, no, they're having a cute little slumber party giggle fit over there. I popped in earlier.
It's just like one of them hasn't finished the Gilmore Girls, and the other one is desperately trying not to spoil it.
You know, maybe they're watching. Maybe they're watching the Sisterhood of the Traveling Pants. I mean, I hear that's what the kids are watching these days with the whole, giggly slumber party shit.
Nah, neither of them are live. They're probably just trying to decide between the Notebook and the Sisterhood of Traveling Pants.
Yes, Notebook.
Well, it's good talking to you tonight, Mickey. You have yourself an excellent evening, and tell Wargid Arts I said hello.
Will do. Thanks. Man, love you guys.
See ya.
See ya.
All right, so, oh wow, really? Wow, Canuck's name is probably not Jim Jordan. Jim Jones. Oh, Jim Jones. Okay, never mind. I was gonna say that might be a little weird. All right, well, I got.
Jim Jordan.
He's the Congress critter that I referred to as Butthead in my most viral tweet ever.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, but no, he's a congressman I make fun of from time to time. He was actually no, that was no. Oh no, yeah, that's right. Yeah, no, Jim Jordan. I think he was the former wrestling coach turned congressman, who, like, it was discovered like this year that he like knew all about. I think it was like the Paterno molestation story, and he just didn't do shit. It was just like wrestlers were just getting diddled and shit in the locker room. He's like, well, I'm gonna go out to Congress where this kind of thing is a little more people a little more welcoming of fucking
I never
pedophiles.
told you about like hanging out with Olympic wrestler Dwayne Kozlowski.
I have no idea what that's about.
Okay.
For some reason,
I'll tell you.
Me neither.
Oh, there he is. Yeah, I was worried. I was having audio issues with Canuck too. I'm like,
No.
last person I should have audio issues with is you.
Right. Exactly. It should work.
Yeah.
Mic is shipped, by the way.
What's up?
That mic is shipped, by the way.
Sweet fucking
Yeah.
deal. Well, that's gonna be good too, because one thing I've been doing again is like, I've been reaching out and just talking to, like, I know some comics around here, some actors, some musicians, some interesting folks. My buddy Benji, for instance, is the best spray artist in the entire state. Does like
Nice.
hot rods and guitars. And he's one of these guys. You get you put a whiskey in his hand, and
He
he
opens right up.
not just opens right up. The guy has the most like head scratching, hilarious opinions about literally everything. We would sit on the sidewalk at the bar down the street, and he would just start, like, every car that rode by, he'd just find a way to draw conclusions about the personalities of the drivers based on the cars they were driving.
That's a fun game.
Yeah,
Yep.
he's good people.
I can support that.
Yeah, he's good people, and I think it's gonna make for it'll make for some good radio,
Oh, yeah, no, it'll be nice to have, like, in-person guests.
Yeah. Yeah, well, I gotta do something, because otherwise this whole ship's gonna just this whole ship's going down. But yeah, it'd be good to mix things up. It'd be good to have in-person guests. It'd be good to have Benji around. A few other people I know who are funny as fuck. So it'll make for good radio, good podcasting. Also, might get my brother sometime. I don't know. So
Nice.
What have you been up?
Hey, he's an interesting cat.
Oh, what have you been up to recently, Canuck? We ain't spoken in a little while.
Not a whole lot. Working, recording. I'm in pre-production for my album, so that's kind of fun.
So you're spooling your cassettes?
Spooling my cassettes. I think we might release this one on CD, so you might even get a proper copy that you can listen to.
You know the irony to that, though?
Don't even have a CD player?
I don't even know. I don't even have a CD player.
Love it.
Yeah. When I built my computer, I was even thinking, I'm like, I could put like a DVD drive. Fuck it, why? Anything I want, I could just get like through through a USB connection or something like that. So.
Okay, well, I'll send you the album on a USB stick or
That'll
just a
work.
download code or something.
Download code's
Yeah.
probably for the best. Now, were you here at the top of the show when I got it rolling and open?
Yes, I did catch the beginning of it,
Yeah, well,
and I was digging that track.
yeah, that was a cover of a Black Flag song done by Bastard of Reality. He shot me a DM. I want to say like either last night or this morning, asking me to just check it out, and I'm like, all right, well, send it to me, and if I can find time today, because I was busy as fuck. Like, got 4 videos smashed out, and then made a giant plate of sushi.
Nice.
And
Nice.
well, yeah, and I was sitting down. I'm like, wait a second, why don't I? I'm like, that's a cover. I can get away with playing a cover.
Yep.
That should be fine. And I was impressed. I thought it was pretty damn good.
Yeah, no, it was good.
I don't know if he's allowed in Canada, but maybe you ought to. The two of you can, collaborate.
Fuck, that'd be fun, man.
Yeah.
I'd love to do some shit with like other people.
Yeah. Yeah, it's kind of the nature of things these days. Not just like. Yeah, it's like lockdown is one thing, and then it's also just like, yeah, and because everyone can make everything on their own, they do.
Kind of retarded.
Yep.
So it's like, yeah, collaboration. You mean like that band thing people used to do, Like where they got
Right.
together and played the music, and they all played the different instruments, right? Yeah. Man, that's old school.
Right.
Everyone's just like that Mark Riblet guy.
Yeah, if you got a looper, you can be a one-man band now.
Well, I can't. I got no musical talent.
Well, okay, fair enough. But
Any music I put out in earnest would sound very experimental, let's say, and that's.
I'm fine with that.
Well, I'm pretty sure though that's how talentless people who want to be musicians get away with making like full albums where there's like you can tell like not a metronome wouldn't help, it's just like buh, 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 buh.
It's art rock.
It's art rock, man. It's like I took a page from Yoko Ono and destroyed an otherwise perfectly good band.
Oh, shoot.
Christ, that's a fucking boomer joke if I've ever said
I'll
one.
be honest with you.
It totally is. Oh, fucking shit's about to go down.
Oh no.
Oh, here we go. I got some subs piling in from Sean Mather. I guess now's as good a time as any because not much is coming.
I'll be honest with you.
So, but well, this
I'm kind of
is
retarded.
it not? Oh, it's a drop down now. Oh, that's pretty dope.
It too shall pass.
Yeah. Well, so 2 hours ago,
I'll be
Mickey.
honest with you.
I'll just let it play.
I'm kind of retarded.
Yeah, that's.
I mean, I can't hear it, but
Well, it's another. Oh, you can't. Oh, but everybody else can because it's playing through my speakers now.
Yeah.
But
I'll be
yeah,
honest with you.
it's another thing I got to get on top of is changing out that alert. I love it, but I've heard it enough times to where sometimes I hear it in my sleep.
I'll be honest with you.
Yeah, keep it for like big
I'm kinda
donations.
retarded.
Just set up different ones. For
Yeah.
Different things.
Well,
So just
that-
have 'em working.
That'd be nice too, because it's been a little bit since I've seen a big donation come in, so it'd be nice to like if I hear that, like I thought I took that. Wait, no, I did not. Haha! Someone wants my pay my electric bill.
It's here today.
All right, well, working up from the beginning there. Mickey Ficky resubscribed tier 1. That's 14 months. Woohoo! 14 months worth. Every penny I throw at you, Nick. Well, I hope so, Mickey. I definitely do. Sean used 100 bits to cheer. Your rum and beer is in the mail, so keep an eye out. Oh, I always do. The rum is 1 of 100 from the Master's Batch. Not familiar with them, but I'm looking forward to that. I'm buddies with one of the distillers. Rum isn't even for sale yet. You'll be one of the first to ever drink it. Oh, now.
nice.
You had me at rum. Skull Maggot hosted with a viewer. Game Trickster GT60 hosted with a viewer and followed. Crispy Gin resubscribed Prime for 22 months. Crispy Gin, your dedication is observed and appreciated. Lord Flappy Hat with a $10 donation. Why patch things up when we could firebomb the UK and free them from the oppression of the flying ants in Minecraft? Agreed. Liz resubscribed tier 1 6 months in a row. And Sean Ma, 1987, gifted subs tier 1 to Wrath, to SPPD Rebel Scum. What's up, homeboy? That's another one of my old buddies. By the way, Zombie Scum, if you're in the chat but not chatting, Schumacher's in town. Yeah, it's good seeing him too. He's doing really well. Lord Zombie Fart tier 1, that's 1 month going strong. Biotech Babe, 11 months going strong at tier 1. And Vampire at 5 months also tier 1. Thank you, Sean, for all of those generous subscription bombs. Always love seeing those things.
Also, Lord Zombie Fart is the best fucking name I've ever read.
Yeah, that's pretty good. And
fucking good.
And Dead Wolf asked, do I leave the computer on when I sleep? Not unless, only if I like pass out watching Netflix, which is thankfully happening less and less because I've watched everything that's on there. but no, I mean, like, Christ, I mean, why would I hear that sound when I'm sleeping when I'm not doing this show? I barely hear it when I'm doing this show. I love it though. Actually, somebody recommended on Wednesday, and I took a look at what it was. Replacing it with the famous Ice Cube from like SVU or whatever, and guys like, I ain't gay. I like women. I have relationships with women. I just had sex with men. And there's Ice-T like, well then I got some news for you. You gay.
Yeah.
Oh. Yeah, so thank you for all those subs. So, the nature of this new album, what is it?
Sorry, say again?
Oh, the new album, what is it?
It'll be, I sent you some of those demo tracks. That was like pre-COVID. It's just sort of rock and roll, punk rock stuff, but we've refined it and
tightened it up.
Yep.
Basically, it's
Doing
just
some pre-prod.
It's just a bunch of Incubus covers. I'm sorry.
Right?
We do Drive in 3 different styles.
I was feeling pretty sad during quarantine, so Creed came up, and well, you know.
What is life for?
I mean, I'm never gonna make it as a wise man.
Couldn't make it. As a poor man stealing. Christ, I hate myself for knowing that.
Right.
You know, here's a weird confession to make on the internet, and this is probably gonna cause everyone to unsubscribe, but I do remember when Nickelback first came out, right? And we weren't oversaturated with their sound, and we didn't have 3 albums that we could lay all the tracks over each other and realize it's the same album. But like that song Leader of Men, which I discovered is actually all about eating mushrooms, right? I dug that song back in the day, and periodically, and it's a nostalgia thing at this point, but periodically, like, I'll be just drunk, like, listening to, like, shit from, like, the late 90s, and that'll come up, and I'll be like, for fuck's sake, oh, shit. You know, this actually isn't a half-bad song.
You know, I mean, I get the appeal, and I hate shitting on them. I mean, I will shit on them because mostly they're assholes. I know those guys a little bit. From like way back when.
I've heard the bassist. I mean, also it might be biased because I think it was the bassist or the drummer was on Stanhope's show, and he's the guy. Yeah, well, I guess he's the guy who primarily, like, if any of them fuck with their like Twitter or social media, it's usually him. And so he'll, like, sometimes search just to fuck with people and be like, fucking Nickelback, fucking sucks, I fucking hate them, hope they die. And he'll just respond from the official account like, aw, man, I'm sorry you feel that way. Like, you know, we try to entertain, but, you know, that's cool too, I guess. And then it's like, sudden turnaround like, holy fuck, the dudes from Nickelback are fucking cool, man. Like,
right?
It's like, yeah, they don't, like, I'm pretty sure everyone in the band, except maybe Chad Kroeger, is used to them being shit on.
Well, and you know, that's the thing is, back in the day when, you know, when they were like, because they're only from like 3 hours away from me.
Yeah.
So like they're like the band themselves were decent dudes, and they were hard-working dudes. Like they worked their asses off to get where they are. But Chad got all cocky and weird and shit, and it's like, no, he's the reason people don't like that band because he's kind of a douche knuckle. The rest of the guys are okay.
Well, like with Godsmack, I mean, you know, they've got it twice as bad because not only is their frontman a massive piece of shit,
Right.
and I say this with a bit of experience. My first job was as a dishwasher at this local bar in Londonderry, New Hampshire, right? And now it's been said that the only reason Godsmack ever got radio play was because Sully was selling coke to Rocco at WAAF.
Wouldn't shock me.
Yeah, and he was the guy who was on, I believe, right after Opie and Anthony back in the day.
Right.
And Sully was such a douche. I mean, I can't speak for it now. Granted, this is like, 20 years ago.
Yeah.
But he was such a douche that when he would come into the bar, and he liked to come in a lot because, you know, I'm pretty sure at least 2 of them lived in southern New Hampshire. You knew when Sully showed up because the entire wait staff would flood into the kitchen trying to avoid being assigned his table.
No, fuck.
But there was
One of those.
Well, there's a story actually. The guy who did my tattoo, right? My Kurt Vonnegut "So It Goes" tattoo on my chest.
Yeah.
Well, he used to go drinking there kind of frequently. This is a little bit after I stopped working there because he's a bit older. I was like 16. He was like 21. And he told me a story one time. So he goes and he's sitting at this table with a couple buddies of his. They're having drinks after work. Sully shows up, takes one of the bigger bar tables with all of his like entourage, whatever. And this drunk, disgusting woman just like kind of rolls up on this table. Like, buy me a drink. He's like, no. No, seriously, well, you don't like girls? Buy me a drink. And he's like, listen, I'm not going to buy you a drink, but listen, that's my cousin over there. He points at Sully in his table. He's like, that guy's loaded. He'll buy you a drink, but you're going to have to get up on his table and dance for him. Yeah? And so this, like, drunk hoe bag just saunters on over to Sully's table like a fucking, like one of those wacky arm tube mans. I'm so sexy and so's the world. And she gets over there and she, like, looks back and he's like... So she just, like, somehow manages without breaking her fucking head. Like, steps up on the chair, gets on the table, and she starts doing this, like, drunk, like, slut dance. And Sully's watching her like, what the fuck? And he looks over and he sees Jarvis just like, yeah. And he's just like, hey, cool, dude. And my boy's like, yeah, cool. Waves at the bouncer.
Perfect.
Gets everyone thrown out, including Sully, because the bar didn't like him either, right? And gets everyone thrown out, and I guess like at least 2 of the servers like threw down to buy him a drink after that. Like, thank you so much.
Oh, fuck, eh? Well, radio guys are like that too. I mean, not all of them, but a lot of them are.
What do you mean, radio guys?
Well, no, like this, just like you were talking about the radio dude. Those guys are like that too. They get all cocky and weird.
Well, I mean, also, this would have been like what, 97, 98, I want to say. Actually, would have been that. It's like 20 years ago. Yeah, about that. You know, when Godsmack was like first blew up. I mean, the same thing because like New England is so dense and so small. There was another cat I knew. He was a bass player for not Goratory. I think it was Kilgore. You know, a local like metal band. Kind of like thing where like, you know, all the kids like, you know, high school metal band. So basically everybody shows up in their finest Hot Topic gear and solos for a half an hour and calls it an album. And yeah, he came home one day. He came home one day from school. He gets off the bus. He gets back into his house. His parents were out, and he's going down into their like finished basement. And there's a guy doing the carpets. He's like cleaning the carpets. And he's a little surprised. Like, what the fuck? He's like, oh, sorry, dude. No, yeah, your parents left the key. I'm just here to do the carpets. He's like, oh, all right. He's like, yeah, but you might actually, you know, you might recognize me. I'm actually in a band. We're getting kind of big called Godsmack. Like, and he immediately, without even missing a beat, he's like, get the fuck out of my house.
Yep.
Get the fuck right out. He's like, what? He's like, I don't give a shit. Pack your shit. Leave the carpet as it is and get out. Yeah. So their reputation ain't great. It is kind of cool though when you find out, like, you know, like Nickelback's not all douchey, because again, I mean they're fucking albums. I doubt there was like intense writing sessions.
Oh God, no.
Yeah, with them sitting around. Like, what about I went to prison, but I fixed it up, huh?
Right.
What if the whole song's about a photograph? Man, have you ever looked at a photograph? Look at this photograph. Dude, that's a lyric.
Yeah, every time I see that one, though, it really makes me laugh. Oh, shit!
Hang on, Bastard Reality says he saw Kilgore at Ozfest. You did? I doubt that was it then. I doubt that was one there. I mean, I remember, because I'm pretty sure Kilgore is from New Hampshire. I remember when they were coming up early days. But I don't know. There was so many everybody had a band back then, and I was never allowed to be in any of them.
See, what you got to do is you got to buy the PA, because then they'll always put you in the band.
Yeah. It's like, dude,
I own the gear, man.
It's like, can you play anything? No. Can you sing? Kinda. Well, what makes you think you're good enough for this band? I could borrow my mom's hatchback.
Yep.
Dude.
That's how my tattoo artist ended up in a band. He's like, nah, I couldn't sing, but I owned a bass, and I couldn't play it, but I also owned the PA. So I was like, nice.
It's like, no, well, it's like, listen, yeah, I understand. You might be a little nervous being that you don't know how to play music, but, bro, honestly, we're a metal band. Nobody does. That's the weird thing. That's the weird thing with metal, though, isn't it, right? It's like, it's in terms of, like, skill involved, it's all extremes. There's no middle ground. There's no one who can kind of play. You are either like a technical fucking god on whatever you're playing, or you're just soloing and making noise.
Yeah, basically.
Chables, you sounded like you wanted to object there. Were you in a metal band in high school?
No, I'm sitting. Actually, I was.
Why am I not surprised?
We should talk about that,
a lot
James.
of things, dude. No, we should talk.
I like how real quick. I just love how Canuck says we should talk about that. Like it's like a sort of like therapy AA thing. Like Jables, there are things about your life you need to unpack if you're ever gonna move on with life, and I think that band was one of them.
Yeah, the only problem that I have with metal is there's too many fucking genres.
Right?
There's some. I mean, it's funny because like there's some that I'll hear it. Like, you know, you guys know it's like it's not necessarily my bag, right? It's not a go-to thing for me.
Yeah.
But there are some that I'll hear and I'll just be like, "Holy fuck, that was good." But then there's others. These are usually the bands I find where it just like their name is like their logo looks just like a series of indecisive. It looks like a Rorschach test on acid.
You're right.
You know?
Yeah.
Yeah. It's like,
what even is that band name? What the fuck?
Yeah, it's like, what's that band name? And it's just like, well, I don't know. What do you think it is?
Yeah.
Oh, that's very interesting. My mother's Mung Festiva, you say? That's complicated.
I like to see Amon Amarth every time they come to town because they put on an excellent show.
Yeah, they do.
Well, they're saying
they have the last one I was at. They had the drummer on the head of a dragon that would fire occasionally, and then they were having sword fights happening on stage while they were going. It was fucking dope.
Well, like, some folk in the chat right now are saying like baby metal, right? Now, most of that entire act is a novelty, really.
Yeah.
But it's still
awesome.
but it's awesome, and the music, like it's got a. I think it's because there's like a structure and a progression to the songs that I can follow. It's like familiar. It's not just like, you know, bunch of arping and shredding, and then someone growling something about like murder into the microphone, and I'm like, what did he say?
Yeah, Amon Amarth is all Viking metal, and they tell stories with every song. So,
well, that's the other one. What's that Mongolian metal band? The Who?
Yeah. The Who?
The Who? Yeah. Well, see, that's also that's got a sound, that's got a like a specific like notable sound and progression, and it's different. And I noticed like a lot of like the Norwegian metal bands too. There's a lot of them that are just like loud, growly solo, but then there's a lot that almost sound like they're just like if you gave actual Vikings amps and distortion pedals,
Yep.
It's like, yeah, it's like okay, we're gonna make another song. Oh, he's going to be a war chant. Yes, it is going to be a war chant. How did you know? I don't know. It's just like the last 6 that we wrote were war chants. Isn't that weird? That kind of thing. I can appreciate that.
Yep.
Also,
it's
a fun excuse to use that accent.
We need to have a Metalocalypse night.
Huh? Oh, Metalocalypse?
Yeah.
I could get behind that. And there was a film that I watched not long ago, and I think it was like a Cannes film. And I'm just gonna Google it now.
Well, it's not exactly metal, but before Quinn turned into a tween who refused to speak to me anymore, I showed her Kitty.
Oh, nice. I love Kitty.
Yeah, and it was funny because at that time when they came out too, that was pure. That was like it was great music, but it was also like the attraction was kind of novelty, because like how many girl bands are there that do that, And it's like, and then you wonder to yourself, like, it's like, you imagine if you were like dating the lead singer from a female metal band, right? And like, otherwise lives healthy lifestyle, right? And usually just has a perfectly fine voice. And then after a show, it sounds like she smokes 2 packs of fucking Marlboro Reds a day. Comes down like, babe, that was a great show. Thanks. I think it's a little blood coming up out of my throat.
There's one band, I forget what the name is, but the lead singer, she does metal recipes. My favorite is Shepherd's Pie.
Metal recipes?
So she makes a song about like her recipe for shepherd's pie.
Yeah, I've seen a few of those. There was one I saw the other day. A guy made a like black metal tomato sauce. And it was funny as shit.
Yeah. Metalheads are fucking hilarious.
They are. Metalheads are some of the best people on the planet.
Yeah.
Well, it's like, I mean, it's a weird comparison, and I'm probably gonna catch righteous shit for making it. But in my experience, as kind of cringe as they can be, there's like a bit of overlap with that same thing when it comes to juggalos.
Oh yeah, no, absolutely.
Like ICP. There's some ICP songs I've even heard, because I used to work with a whole pack of juggalos in the kitchen. There were some of those songs I'd hear, and I'm like, it's actually not bad. This isn't bad. I mean, it's the subculture that gets all the shit. Something I found out recently, though, that I didn't know. Oh, Dina, you didn't have to drop out. I'm going to drag this show out. You can jump back in. Like, if you're next, you're next. But, so let's just say that I've, like, in my various travels online, I've made a lot of very different types of friends. One of these friends that I made is a 32nd degree Freemason. And yeah, well, it was funny because I was like off and on chatting with him the other day, and then another buddy of mine from like, and this was weird. This like I knew this guy in 2001, and he was actually the guy, my buddy, who introduced me to Rick Shapiro, who was on Monday. And I found out I didn't even know, but he's like, I'm a 32nd degree Mason. I'm like, you are? He's like, yeah, and he told me the whole like, the order he belongs to and all this shit. And it's funny too, because every time I talk to Masons, they're always trying to get me to fucking join. And I'm like, I don't join things anymore.
Right?
Never works out for me. But this, and I haven't verified this. I was told this like yesterday or the day before. But I guess ICP are Masons. And
I mean,
well, and
I could see it.
Yeah, but the theme of their band is actually from old Masonic lore, I'm told. Which is fascinating.
It is.
Oh, guess who else I learned is a Mason? Alex Jones!
Oh, of course.
Yeah, it's all an act. It's all an act, and he is a Freemason. He's trying to throw you off the scent. He's trying to let the globalists win, goddammit! By being one of them. And I'm fucking tired of it. Where are my llamas?
Yeah. Well, he said so in court.
What, that he's a Mason or that it's an act?
It's all an act.
Oh, Ben's asking York or Scottish. Well, I know one of my buddies, the one I know online, he's not from Scotland, but he's part of the Scottish Order. And then I forget what the other one. Actually, I can look it up because he told me what it was in public, and then again, I doubt I'm gonna get assassinated by the Freemasons for saying such.
That's debatable, Brad. He'd be held in a perjury of court if it wasn't an act.
Let's see here. Yeah, so my one buddy's from Scottish. Blue Lodge out of Washington. He's from the Fraternal Order of the Sprig of Acadia, which according to him is some sort of long-standing thing, which effectively means something about DMT. I don't fucking know. But yeah, it's the two rights you can join. Yeah, so yeah.
Yeah, I wandered into a Masonic temple in Spokane while I was high as fucking acid.
Yeah.
And we were trying to find secret tunnels and shit. They just left the door unlocked for some reason. I don't know why.
Well,
We got kicked out pretty quickly, but yeah.
Well, that's the weirdest thing, because, for the longest time, the only time I'd ever hear about him would be from conspiracy theorists, right? Who, thought, they were, some secret cabal behind, and they're oh, and you need to know a Mason to become a Mason, and you need to do this and that, blah, 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 right? And then I'm, driving along, I forget what it was one of my driving jobs. I'm driving along, and then I hear this radio ad, and it says voice actor playing Ben Franklin. It's the Masons can turn boys into men and guide the way to the future. Join Ask a Mason. Go to askamason.com. I'm why is the secret society that supposedly runs the goddamn planet advertising for recruiting like that on the radio? Go to our website and we'll tell you all about Epstein's Rape Island. I mean, how to become a Mason.
Yeah, they have secret handshakes and shit and certain things that they do, but other than that, it's pretty fucking harmless. It's just a networking group.
Yeah, it's like the Rotary Club or an Elks Lodge.
Yeah,
Exactly. We do.
The Stonecutters. Yeah. You see, between how many things The Simpsons have predicted and how many relevant references never go away.
Nope. That one will always stick around to me.
Yeah, there's going to be a church to Homer in the future at some point. If the apocalypse happened tomorrow, but we were able to rebuild some semblance of society, there'd just be enough spare Simpsons DVDs to where people thought it was just the Bible.
It may as well be, really.
Well, Canuck.
Yeah, I thought about joining the Masons, but I don't like putting labels on myself because then the worst people can be ascribed to you. So.
Well, I love it because I was telling my buddy, he was he wasn't pressuring me. He's just yeah, you ever thought of joining? Because there are benefits, and when it comes to getting jobs and shit, right? Sometimes, yeah, and I was asking about that, and I'm yeah, well, for one thing, I heard you have to believe in a higher power. He's oh, that used to be about God. Now it's just anything. Honestly, you can say that you're utterly powerless in a vast, uncaring universe, and that's enough for him. Well, wait, that's true though. He's see, you're fine.
So it's AA at that point.
Yeah. Well, that was funny talking to my buddy because, I said, he was he's my oldest friend, 2.5 years clean and sober, and the guy had pill, heroin, drinking problems, anything, right? He's a true addict. And I've never seen him this clean and clear and with it and happy. That's the weird thing. That was the disturbing thing. Well, I was half expecting, because I've known people who I've known some people who got sober, got on the wagon, and the preachy types.
Yeah.
They're convinced they can help you. This dude, he's even telling me, he's dude, you might not even be an alcoholic. You might just be a heavy drinker. I'm what do you mean? He's oh, there's a difference. And I mean, you could be a heavy drinker and medically dependent on the shit, but if you get over it, you'll be over it. He's me, I can never look at that shit again because I know like, if I give in, I give in. But I can be around it, because if I can't be around it, then what's the point? And I'm like, wow, dude, I've, like, this is the most fucking mature I've ever heard you. He's like, yeah. And then he got to a point, too, and which is because I was fascinated with it. I'm like, dude, how did this work for you, and how's it working out for you? And he kept, like, quoting the book, because, you know, he did AA, 12 steps, all that. And it was funny because it got to a point where he's like, I kind of feel bad. I keep, like, I don't want to keep quoting the book to you because I'm sure. And I'm like, no, dude, I've read it. It's fine. Go for it. Well, it's just, I don't know. It's kind of nice. A lot of my friends have died. In fact, more of my friends have died than got on with life. So it was nice seeing that, you know?
Yeah, no, it's something to be proud of for sure.
Yeah.
Yeah, and he was like, you know, because I was asking, because I've been curious, because, like, y'all see I'm smoking again, and you can tell from my voice that I'm doing a lot of it. But I was just asking about this shit, and it's funny, because I'm like, you know, and he's like, he said something to me today that, like, really struck a chord. He's like, yeah, for the longest time, like, I always thought that's what life was. Well, that's what living was, you know, getting fucked up and being wild. I'm like, yeah? And I'm like, just like, not that I have ever thought that. But then he's like it's different for everyone, and he's like you know, and if you decide at some point like you want to get like, you know, you want to either like quit entirely or just take a break or whatever it is, he's like, hit me up. And while I'm making dinner, right, he got 2 calls from people he's doing the sponsor thing for. And listening to him, I'm like, I can't believe this is the same guy that I used to commit heinous felonies with. Straight out, like, I've seen this dude, and I've been a part of some of the shit we did, and like, without going, it's all in a book I wrote, but in the past, we did some heinous shit. He did some heinous shit, and I've seen this dude, like, go fucking buck wild. Like, you put anything in front of him, it's like, hey, Bill, here's a bag of fucking crystal. All right, cool. Let's see what happens. And then I'm hearing this, like, entirely, like, rational, centered, grounded, mature person coaching somebody just coming off of shit, right? And he's even saying shit, because, I mean, this kid was probably one of the most gangster motherfuckers I've ever known. And then I'm hearing him tell, like, one of his people, he's like, well, dude, I mean, it's all about how you approach things and how you feel about it. And if, like, you know, and if you feel like getting tied up in this worried that you're a rat thing, you know, you're getting out of that world, dude. That world doesn't control you. And I'm like, holy fuck, he's good at this, too. And he was telling me tonight, I tried to get him, actually, I wanted him to sit in as a guest, because, like, the stories he could tell, the stories we could tell are fucking crazy, but the stories he could tell, absolutely nuts. And he's watching me get the show set up tonight before he leaves. He's like, you know, it's like, it looks like there's a lot that goes into this. I'm like, it doesn't have to be. Why? And he started saying, he's like, well, I was thinking about doing a podcast with another old friend of ours who had similar problems and is clean and with his shit, with it now. And this was the cat whose wife was brutally fucking murdered here in Manchester years back. Oh, yeah. Yeah, no, they beat this chick with a hammer. They tried snapping her neck. They stomped her, and they finally drowned her in a swamp. That was a crazy time. And, yeah, like, he was like, yeah, I was thinking about, like, you know, we've been talking, like, maybe trying to do a podcast together where we just talk about stories from the old days and then also about what it's like to get clean. And I'm like, but he's like, yeah, but I don't know who would want to listen to that. And I'm like, motherfucker, you have no idea. Like, you're talking a very niche thing that people do like. So,
Oh, yeah.
when I help him get it started, which I really hope to do, I will be promoting it here, and I hope you guys will get a chance to meet him and my other buddy Marcus. If not, you get to just read about them in my book when it comes out. But
Yeah, at the very minimum, he just needs a Zoom recorder and just.
I showed him Zoom, I showed him Audacity, I showed him OBS, I showed him Twitch, YouTube, I showed him Restream. I'm like, I'll walk you through all this shit, dude. If you want to do a show like that, I'm like, would you want to do a live show or a podcast? And he's like, well, I think at first just a podcast to be good, you know, that way. But he's like, but I want to do it visually, because, like, the way I tell stories, like, I get animated, and, you know, I think something's lost. I'm like, yeah, it's fine. Oh, you want OBS? Just get OBS. You'll be fine. I'll walk you through it. So. Yeah, that could be pretty, I don't know, interesting. Let me know, guys, actually, those of you hanging out in the chat, and I'm gonna say adieu to Canuck right now.
All right. right.
Yeah, let me know what you got, what you want to leave us with, and
I got nothing.
well, come up with something in the chat, guys. Let me know if you would want to hear that kind of podcast, stories from the other side of life as it was.
Oh, I'd absolutely listen to that. That's the only reason I tuned in to Dangerfield, who I've now tuned out of. But when he was talking about his crazy heroin days, it was super entertaining. Now he's just all fucking weird,
Race realism shit, yeah.
Yeah. But
I was so
there was a
sad about
time.
that too. I liked the guy personally, but I had to tune out, and like he came into my comment section one time saying like,
Yeah.
"Oh, all these problems would be better if we just got rid of this multiculturalism." I'm like, for fuck's sake, dude. Like, I want to keep liking you. Can you not do this can you not shit in my living room like this?
Right. Yeah.
Yeah, but yeah, I mean, I'm hoping. Yeah, I'd like to help my friend do that. Also, because on the other side too, I could see that, and this is weird too, because y'all know I'm a drinker and I love drugs, but I would love the idea of helping because I could see that helping him in his own sobriety, right?
Oh, absolutely.
Yeah, and it's almost like you get an extra, because he was telling me too, and he told me something I never really thought of. He's like, if you want to cut back and have a problem doing it, just go check out a meeting. It's not the cult people make it out to be, and it's even if you show up and just say that you're checking it out and you just like to drink less, you'll have support for that. I'm like, well, that's pretty cool, and I think it'd be kind of cool if he could see, let's say like he started a podcast like that. And then I showed him Discord too. I'm like, Discord's great because you can talk to audience members and shit like that. I mean, imagine if he could it would not running his own meetings, but even if he could actually just have a place where he could share his stories, go over the crazy wild shit that happened, kind of like Steve-O does these days, right?
Yeah.
And then at the same time, also you sort of offer both a resource and an example. Like, hey, are you? Because when I heard him talking to that one dude today. And he was like, and it was so weird. The guy went from being he never reads book, he almost never read books when he wasn't in prison, that kind of dude, to he's straight up telling this one kid who's called him up, he was having a hard time, and he's like, dude, you just need to remember. He doesn't even say one day at a time. He's like, you have a daily reprieve. He's like, today is the only day in your life you get to be clean and free and sober, and that could end tomorrow. You have no idea. So live it up as it is now, and then try and have another one tomorrow. I'm like, fuck me, you are good at this shit. Why are you a handyman?
Yeah, right.
Anyway, I'm just super proud of my boy. And yeah, when he gets back home, he's got a laptop. I'll try and bring him on. One of these days, because Billy's just good people. He's a funny, charismatic guy. And I shit you not, the kind of stories. I mean, I've told this story of that time we almost murdered those skinheads in front of my house.
Mm-hmm.
Not only he was there, but also he was the one when I went in to go jump into the circle and get my shots in, and I was in the process of joining the army. His fucking spider sense went off. And he turned around and shoved me back into the house. He's like, dude, you live here, you have to explain this, and you're the only one here without a felony already. I'm like, fine. So, yeah, that'd be pretty dope. So yeah, look forward to talking to my boy Bill, and I'm gonna try and get my boy Marcus on here too. And if Rebel Scum is watching, you know exactly who the fuck I'm talking about. He grew up with us, so. Well, Canuck, since you have nothing nice to say, I'm gonna put you somewhere you can't say anything at all.
All right. Well, pleasure. Thanks for having me, guys.
I'll talk to you again soon.
Yeah, we'll talk soon.
All right, we got 2 left. I'm gonna say, unless other people jump in, I'm gonna say that these will be the last 2. But I'm gonna keep, because I don't need all these folk talking over each other and what has you. All right, so for 2, try this again.
I see what he's doing, guys. He's faking the rolls.
Well, no, I just wanted to make sure it was actually working. So it's still 2. So. Second to last guest tonight is gonna be Breadmeister. What's cracking, Breadmeister?
Nothing. Just being the whitest cracker ever honky right now.
You're like a tractor at a hay parade. In fairness, I stole that from Bro Team.
In fairness, I stole that joke from Surf Times.
No, was it? No, I just remember his when he was filling out his face. I don't know if any of you haven't seen it yet. If you go to Bro Team Pill on YouTube, he has like it's like a half hour, 40-minute video of him just trolling OK Cupid. And so, yeah, puts a hot chick in the picture, and it's just like, answering questions like, what are your thoughts on abortion? Oh, you can just, like, if you knock me up, I'll just blast that shit, don't worry. It's like, what are you looking for in a relationship? Oh, I'm looking to get hitched like a tractor in a hay parade. He got to a point, he gets all these responses, and then he started getting real creepers. Like, there was this, like, 40-50-year-old dude with like a creeper mustache, and he's like, hey, do you need a daddy? I like to play daddy. I have a wife, but I'm trying to get other things. Do you like sex play? And so he's just like responding to all these guys with this random shit, and then like after about like because it was a live stream, I'm guessing like after an hour or so of doing it, he's just like, oh, why the fuck? I've been fucking this up the whole time. And so he just starts cutting, pasting messages from one thread into the next as a response. He just starts cutting, pasting left and right. It was one of the first legit funny YouTube channels I think I ever subscribed to, and I've every time I see a video come out, I still look forward to it.
I still remember the first time I saw this dude named Swede Mason quite literally do shimmy,
Swede Mason,
shimmy from Wu-Tang, with using using Mumra from the Thundercats dub.
Shimmy, shimmy, ah, shimmy, ah, shimmy, yeah.
Shimmy, yeah.
Yeah. Well, I mean, have you caught up?
Give me the mic and I'll take it away.
Well, have you kept up on what Swede Mason gets into? Like, I remember the one I remember from him most.
I just followed his YouTube channel. I don't know what he's been doing lately.
Well, no, I still remember one of the best Swede Mason videos was his remix of the movie Ransom. Give me back my son. If I'm not mistaken, actually, yeah, the last time I had Randomer Cam on the channel, when I this was back when we were like, hey, you want to promote something? He promoted Swede Mason, and he's like, yes, and it was the strangest thing. It must have been a glitch in the algorithm because for approximately 2.5 hours in like 2015, I had more subscribers than he did. It was amazing. And then it ended.
Then the roles have switched. He has the high ground now.
Yeah, we need more lube artists like that. In fact, I think what is it, James? What's his name? Christ, I'm so bad with names right now. There's another channel I love. He was promoted by PewDiePie recently. He does this really. He's got the glasses where they're all whited out, and everything's this like frantic animated style.
Oh, that guy. I know who you're talking about. Fuck is his name? I know who you're talking about.
For my subscription list.
Yeah. Yeah.
I remember seeing the one thing he did on like a. It wasn't internet neutrality. It was. I think it was just Twitter in general. It's just like the Council of Popular Opinion.
Oh yes, no, yeah, the Court of Public Opinion. Yeah.
Yeah.
No, there was that. I mean, that was a great one. I think another one I loved was he recently did it. It was about breaking up with Adobe. And it's like I've moved on. And it was weird just because it came up over the weekend. I didn't know this, but like Vernaculus, one of the things that like kind of pushed him to like not want to do videos as much anymore.
Yeah.
Was when Adobe decided that they'd lease their shit instead of selling it.
Oh.
Yeah. Which is sad too. I mean, I'm glad to see Justin moving off and being an actual writer instead of a YouTuber. But
yeah,
I miss his content.
Was it James Lee?
James Lee.
Yeah, it was
that's
James Lee.
Yeah. Now I'm actually trying to bring Vernaculus into the fold a little bit. One of the segments I'm gonna try and produce for the show, probably once a week, because like Jables wants to do the stand-up review. I think that could be fun. But I thought of it while I was drunk and high with Vernaculus over the weekend, and I'm like, if we write like fake news stories, do you think you'd be willing once a week to come on as a news reader? And read out basically expanded versions of my ticker lines. Hold on, I'll be right back. I just want to grab this because like once again, in my desperate, vain attempts to get everything ready, I overlooked certain things. I was gonna post these tickers, but I mean, by the time they go out, the news stories will be old enough. But it's what is it? Trump administration takes page from student debtors with COVID response by ignoring numbers and pretending they don't exist.
That
Gross.
sounds just as fucked up as the Fed riding out in vans and just taking people in Portland.
Yeah, right. Oh yeah, Florida Trump supporters turn to opposing school reopening upon realizing education prevents the growth of Florida man. Nick Cannon astonished to learn there are Jews in the entertainment industry.
What is like I haven't been following much, but like what the hell happened with Nick Cannon?
Oh, he got a little crazy with some Hotep Black Israelite shit.
Oh, okay.
He went full Tariq Nasheed.
Yeah, he's saying
I want to know how Yada feels about this.
lush. What did he say? Less melanated people are closer to
Less
savage
melanated
beasts?
people.
I'm not shitting you. That was Nick Cannon in a nutshell.
Yeah, that was an actual thing that he said. Yes.
Yeah,
I think what's happening in the pandemic is
because they had to evolve through savage situations. Because they got pushed because they couldn't deal with the sun, so they got pushed to Caucasus Mountains.
Yeah. Yeah. Good job,
I
Nick
mean,
Cannon.
like that just sounds like some crazy shit people believe.
Really
Problem is Black Israelite type stuff.
You're really playing chicken or the egg here, my dude.
It's Nick Cannon. I'm waiting for the soundtrack to Wild 'N Out to start playing.
All right. Well, I love.
Where's the loop track? Damn it!
Well,
no, Andrew Schultz had a great video about it. That whole are you just tired? I think he's just mad about that beef he had with Eminem or all the other white people that beat him on his own show.
Yeah, he was talking about cancel culture, and he's like, this week one of the most overrated and irritating things on earth got canceled. Not you, Nick. We'll get to you. So
God,
good.
didn't even started on how like what I think of cancel culture at this point.
I'll if Nick's not gonna play it, I'll DM you the video.
Yeah.
DM me the video then, because I don't think he's gonna play it.
Yeah, I'm trying to avoid playing other people's shit these days. It's probably why Larry Larry doesn't come
you should
around
play
anymore.
Burger Creek's Version of the Aristocrats. It's completely fucked.
Yeah. No, but actually, I gotta say, Jables, between Tim Dillon and Andrew Schultz, I'm like dumbstruck that I didn't know about these acts before, just because it's like that's like my daily bread now. Like I'll get up and I'll start like doing the dishes, making my coffee, whatever. I'll like look on YouTube on my phone. I'll be like, "Oh, cool! Schwartz has got a new one out. What's this about?" Standing there doing dishes, like, what the fuck? Oh boy.
Oh well, if you're into Schultz, you follow Flagrant 2 and Brilliant Idiots, right?
Yeah. Oh yeah, no, I catch up on all of them.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, it's one of those things. I'm like, wow, I could do that if I was clever, or talented, or capable of managing my own
Money
shit.
for a proper studio and have a team. And...
Yeah. Well, I mean, he's been around a while though, hasn't he? Schultz.
Oh yeah.
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 He has been, but he wasn't getting the. For a long time I wasn't getting a lot from like New York comics. So I'd kind of hear his name here and there. And then I started diving in the world of New York comics, and now I hear everybody talking about Schultz constantly.
Well, after talking with Dan the other night, it was funny. By the way, so we played that bit of his crowd work. Yeah, Orchard Music hit me with a copyright strike. Hit me with a copyright claim for that.
You know, I love how we've reached a point in time to where it's like, wait, who? Like, who the fuck is Orchard Music? I don't know.
Well, it was funny though, because he got back to me. Actually, he DM'd me today. He's like, "Dude, that was I had a blast coming on. It was a lot of fun. Thanks for having me on." He was all apologizing, like, "I'm sorry, I got so tired at the end." I'm like, "You run a 10K every day. You're living."
Seriously?
Oh no, that's the thing. Like, that's the funny thing is like, because Dan was on the show. I want to say like maybe 2 years ago. year and a half, 2 years ago. And when he came on, he was a big boy. He's a very big boy. And if you look up if you look up most of his stand-up, most of the shit people know him for, it's all him, like, you know, big fat guy. Cracking jokes about, like, he was driving to a bit and he decided to hit a Taco Bell drive-through, and because he was just so into eating it, he reclined his seat so that he could use his stomach as a table. Yeah, and the thing is, like, eventually he just got sick of it. This is another one of these things too. Like, now I'm all fucking getting neck fat and shit, and I'm overweight, and I'm seeing like, Dan Lamort unfucked his life and runs like he. If you follow him on Twitter, every other day he's bragging about, like, yeah, I fucking killed myself on this run and 2 of my toenails fell out. Like, oh,
It's okay. Fight through the pain.
Yeah, he lost 175 pounds. That's right. Yeah, in like 2 years.
Impressive.
Yeah, and I mean, I see that, and it's kind of like, you know, it's like it was a joke, but it wasn't a joke. My neighbor downstairs, so the guy, he's a I think an Iraq vet, works at a homeless shelter, handsome guy, in great shape, real alpha kind of dude, but not douchey about it, right? And he's been hanging out with the rest of us here and there during our cookouts and shit. And I remember one time after, like, we were just chatting about, like, what he does versus what I do and all that. And I'm like, man, I gotta say, you know, I look at you and I realize I could stand to try harder, maybe. I mean, I'm not going to, but I could. And that's the point. And actually tonight with all, like, I made that huge plate of sushi. There was a bunch left over. And just before I got started, like, my neighbors filed in to try it, and he had to return. I lent him my key to get in the laundry, and he comes up, he's like, oh, you made sushi? And I could see this thing, like, oh fuck, homemade sushi, oh boy. I'm like, yeah, give it a try. He goes in, he tries it, and he's like, what the fuck, you made this? I'm like, yeah. He's like, it's not a kit, nothing like that. I'm like, no, I made it from scratch, I make sushi. He's like, how the fuck, this is my favorite food. I'm like, I can teach you. Oh, for real? I'm like, yeah, it's easy as shit. And then I'm like, wait a second, maybe I could get him to train me in, like, some MMA fitness shit, so I'm not a fat fuck with no skills.
I love how you put that on Iraq veteran, where he's like, yeah, no, the Army doesn't teach me shit about hand-to-hand.
Yeah.
You should know this by now, Nick.
Well, it's just, it was funny. It was funny as shit when I was talking to him, though, too. Just 'cause it's like, he's like, oh, you were in? I'm like, yeah, it's complicated. He's like, oh, what'd you do basic? I'm like, ITB at Benning. He's like, oh, yeah, that's where I went. And I'm like, oh, that was on Sand Hill. He's like, oh, with the hill. I'm like, yeah, that was a lot of fun. And he's like, yeah, I was at a different place. Like, ah, yes, you were. Yeah, I don't know. It was good though. But, like, looking at people, whenever I see that, and I see, like, you know, yeah, whenever I see, like, all these people I'm used to, like, it's this fucking COVID shit, man. All of a sudden, I'm like, hey, you know what? It's not that important. There are loads of successful, funny, smart, intelligent people who treat their bodies like amusement parks.
The only reason why they do that is because they live to tell the tale. The other ones are all dead.
Yeah, well, now, like, you know, even, like, I see Bert Kreischer's, like, all... You know, Kreischer's even all about, like, you know, he's trying to live healthy because Joe Rogan put the fear of God in him. I'm like, fuck.
Joe Rogan put the fear of God. Bert Kreischer doesn't give a shit.
Fucking Kool-Aid a day?
Yeah, I think he's kind of like, it's kind of a counterbalance, you might say.
I don't understand why I can't lose weight. I'm drinking, you know, I'm working out. I'm not
drinking
really
my juice.
Alcohol.
Just
Drink
drinking
your
a
juice is
gallon
like
of Kool-Aid a
60%
day.
sugar.
No, it's low calorie Kool-Aid. It's fine.
It's not the point.
I mean, I've recently I keep a big ass bottle of Gatorade in the fridge now, just so I can gain back the electrolytes that my drinking costs me.
Yeah, that's fine.
Well, I started doing that, honestly, after I was watching Better Call Saul, and there's a whole part where, like, his wife is super hungover after getting ultra trash, and he's like, gotta get those electrolytes, here's the Gatorade. I'm like, sounds good. Next time I'm at the grocery store. All right.
Just remember, you can blame Florida Man for Gatorade.
Right.
Yeah, On nights that I'm drinking whiskey, I always go and grab a couple bottles of Gatorade and toss those in my fridge while I'm at it.
Yeah, like I'll like I've been kind of good last couple nights. Like last night I got to sleep at 2, which is really early for me. And and you get that drinker's thing where like you're waking up every couple hours desperately thirsty for water because you just destroyed your insides.
But you can't fucking move.
Yeah. Well, I discovered like I put Gatorade in there, so like I'll go in I'll head to the freezer to get some ice for a cup of ice water that I'll down in one gulp, and then I'll be like, oh, Gatorade, sweet. And I'll just like wake up with this like film in my mouth. Like, oh fuck, that's right, I drank half a bottle of Gatorade in my sleep last night. Good job. This is a healthy living, yeah. All right. Oh, look, I've had weird experiences too where like I won't eat much during the day, and then at night in my sleep I'll get super hungry.
Yeah, and then you sleep it, and it's like your body just holds all the shit in. It's like, well, I'm getting fat.
No. The weird part is like, so I'll get up, like I've been buying a lot of lettuce and cabbage lately. Yeah, and apparently
How bad's your stomach feeling?
Well, that's the weird thing. I'll get up and let's say I nod off at 2 a.m. Right? I actually make it to bed. I'm in bed. I'm sleeping, and then it'll be like 4:30 in the morning or so, and my body I'll half wake up, so I like zombie shuffle to my fucking fridge. I'll down a bunch of Gatorade, and then I'll just grab I won't even cut it properly. I'll just open the lettuce and I'll just dig my fingers in.
Yeah, just start ripping off leaves and shit.
Rip out like a fistful of fucking iceberg lettuce, stuff that in my fat, stupid face, and then go back to bed. It's like, well,
it's an interesting meal plan.
At least I'm getting my roughage, It's not helped, but I'm sure if I keep it up, something will happen.
Yeah, no, I've got the wonderful time. It's just like, do I want to do yoga now? I don't know. I thought about it because, you sweat like a motherfucker.
Well, Ari Shafir's been doing yoga lessons.
Ari Shafir isn't almost 300 pounds.
Yes. But wait, did you gain that much weight?
Dude, I've been in court. I've been out of work since beginning of April.
I just saw you in the fall.
Yeah, dude, it's almost been a year, man.
Oh yeah, that's right.
Yeah, time has passed.
Time has passed, and it's just like, I've been I haven't been able to do much. I've lost my job. I'm on the search again.
At least Ari Shafir is entertaining about it. He has this movie called "Praying the Gay Away" that he just put out.
Well, I was gonna say because so Bread was just like, yeah, well, Ari Shafir isn't almost 300 pounds. I was just gonna respond, yeah, that's because he does yoga.
Yeah.
I thought he started that shit when he was 150 wet.
Yeah. Well, I mean, I was like, here was the bitch of it. So I've got a cheap ass, I got the cheapest available scale I could get on Amazon, so it gives me a rough estimate. Yeah. And I was doing all right, I thought. And I was getting I was dropping down. And I was down at 220. And then I go down to Boston to do this movie, and I'm staying with Vernaculus, and he and his fiance, they got a really nice pricier scale in their bathroom, and I'm like, yeah, let's see where I'm at 227. What the fuck? Came out, and I'm like, I hate your scale. He's like, why? I'm like, because it doesn't lie to me the way mine does.
I've also got the benefit of I'm able to carry this shit well, so I don't look like I'm 250.
Well, I noticed since I fucking shaved, that's when it's become embarrassing. When I had the beard, this frog pouch, which I'm waiting for the ability to inflate like in Kung Fu Hustle. It wasn't as much of a problem, and I looked I looked better with a beard. And now I'm just like, man, I think you mentioned it. Was yeah, you're kind of getting this Tim Dillon thing going on. It's all right, I can either take a hot shot, I can either take the cocaine or a dick in the mouth. With the cocaine, I could lose weight. Ooh, there we go.
I don't know. I'm not exactly in a state where cocaine is very prominent. It's mostly heroin and meth.
Oh yeah, no, up here it's actually this is the only place I ever heard, but they actually found a way to combine fentanyl and spice.
That's impressive. What do they call it?
I don't. They don't really speak too well, so I'm not really gonna venture a guess at what they were trying to.
They should call it losing my religion. I just lose my shit.
Well, fuck. I mean, what was it? Here's the thing. Like, about 2 years ago, so like when I go to my downtown bar, there's like this side street patio area where they put out tables and chairs and shit. Yeah. So I like to drink outside, because like for one thing, if I'm smoking, I can smoke. But for another thing, I don't have to listen to fucking Godsmack and Linkin Park on the fucking jukebox inside. And they play that shit. I've seen they.
Well, the thing is, like,
Well-
I don't hate it. It's just regularly, I can't do it anymore. I cannot listen to that shit on the regular anymore. Like,
Well,
once in a
no.
blue moon, it's like, okay, it's not a problem.
No. You gotta understand. Manchester is a city where 2002 never.
Yeah,
ended.
it's a bunch of people that never left hometown.
Yeah.
That's how it usually works.
Well, so like I'm sitting out and there was this weird old codger used to come around, right? He'd just like wander up and go inside, get himself like a high life, and then periodically he'd just come out and like sit at my table just because there's no one else around. He'd be like, "Mind if I sit down?" And I'm like, "I don't know if you want to," and we just chat, right? And there were a couple times he like busted out a joint or a bowl and he's like, "Here, you want to smoke?" I'm like, "Sure, I'll get high." I'm like, smoke some weed and I'm feeling good. One time a guy comes around and he's like, "Oh, hey, check this bowl I got out." And he pulls out like this run-of-the-mill, metal pipe work bowl, kind we all started getting high on back in the day. And he pulls that out and he hands it to me. I'm like, "Oh, word?" I'm like, "You mind if I take a hit?" And he's like, "Sure." So I hit this shit, and I realized within about 10 seconds that wasn't weed. I'm like, "The fuck was that?" He's like, I don't know." I'm like, "Why didn't you know what's in your own bowl?" He's like, "Oh, I just got it." And I'm like, Where did you get it?" He's like, "Oh, I found it in the park."
It's like, okay, I need to go to a fucking poison control
I'm like, "I
center."
think I might need to go talk to some hospitals now." And no, I mean, I'm pretty sure, I've never done this shit for comparison. I'm pretty sure that shit was loaded with spice, right? Cause
I heard spice doesn't hit very very well.
oh, this was bad. Like, I was relatively certain I was gonna die. And I'm like, "What the fuck?" I'm like, "What is this?" He's like, I don't know." I'm like, "Why the fuck did you give it to me then?" And he's like,
You asked for it. No, I didn't.
Yeah, I know. He's like, "I thought you might like to see the new bowl that I found." I'm like, "You said a new bowl that you got." "Oh, fuck." And I'm like, I sit back. I'm like, "Oh, for fuck's sake." He's like, "It's okay. You'll be fine. Shut the fuck up." Oh,
Like, that
oh
also
God.
leaves the question. It's just like, who the hell finds a fully packed bowl in a park?
Oh,
Then I
well.
realize it's New Hampshire.
Yeah. No. You find, like, you gotta keep in mind, like, those scumbag neighbors next door I used to have, right? The girl moved this giant fucking, like, blue whale of a woman in with her. And this is like, they already got 3 kids and 2 married people in a 2-bedroom apartment. They moved this fucking, this water buffalo in with them. And
Meanwhile, all the kids are Irish twins.
well, not just that. No, I mean, here's the fucked up thing. So, like, this is one of the things I describe as like a as the Manchester gourd. They're shaped like gourds. They're round the whole way up, and then at the top they got this little knot.
Yeah.
Well, it was one of them, and she had this boyfriend who was coming over. The kid's skinny as a pencil. He's got a teardrop tattoo on his face, but I'm like,
I don't think you actually got that legit.
you didn't earn that. I know. Introduces himself as, "Yo, I'm Ghost." Like,
Yeah, you really didn't earn that shit.
okay. And well, so he's staying with these people for a week. Mind you, they've got 2 autistic toddlers, like
Crack babies.
nonverbal autistic toddlers, and then this one 7-year-old, like an incontinent 7-year-old with anger issues. And
Fetal alcohol syndrome. Okay.
yeah, apparently at one point this dude Ghost lost a bag of heroin in their apartment somewhere.
Where did it go?
Nice. Yeah, so I mean, people finding bowls of spice. I mean, my guess is probably the dude found it because he was ever smoking it last. probably like OD'd and then hit that and then dropped it while they were dying, and then paramedics scraped them off the bench that they call home. And oh, it's a free bowl. Cool. I'm gonna go offer this to a drinking buddy of mine without knowing. After that, he came up a couple times trying to be like, "Hey man, how did you go?" You get the fuck away from me. Get the fuck away from me. I will knock your old ass out. Oh, you don't want to talk to me anymore? No, I do not. No, I do not. Yeah, so I got 6 years left here. It's either gonna be I age out and move away, or accidental overdose on somebody else's drugs.
One can hope.
Yeah, someone's gonna come up and be like, "Hey man, do you like doing lines?" "I love doing lines." "Oh, sweet. Wait, what was that?" "Oh, I was doing this I was painting this old house, and I collected all these chips, and I put them in a mortar and pestle, and it gets you good
But I
and
cut it with
high."
some fiberglass.
Yeah.
Excuse me?
"Pretty sure this lead paint, I ain't never done me no problem. Hell, our governor ate that shit for lunch." I'm sure he did. Oh, what's up, Ed? All right, well, Brad, what do you want to leave us with tonight, homie?
I don't know. Oh, Mickey, you haven't seen me drunk. Shut up. That's what I'd like to leave you guys with.
All right, well, keep tuning in here over on the Twitch and the YouTubes for the Laughing Scoundrel podcast, and eventually, maybe one day, we'll raffle off. You can buy raffle tickets using my Streamlabs link. You can buy a raffle ticket, and if you win, you get to you get a private show of Breadmaster shit-faced on the stream there, and
They're
Breadmaster,
me laughing and like actually being a nice person.
and Breadmaster,
Yeah,
if you enter and win that competition, yeah,
I will laugh at you for no reason.
I will live stream you being drunk to yourself, and you will love it. So, that being the case, until well, you coming back Monday?
I don't know.
That's the spirit. That's the dedication that keeps this show.
I don't know. I'm job hunting. I don't know.
Well, best of luck on the job hunt, homie. I'm gonna dump you into the clean room now.
Okay.
Mahatma Gandhi. All right, what's next? Who is the nexters? All right, I'm just gonna go over. It was supposed to be Dina. Then Ed showed up and gave competition to Dina. Let's see who won. Wrong button. What happened? Oh, whoops. Okay, go on. I'll go back to this one. And oh, well, hang on. Oh, there we go. Well, it is actually Dina. So I guess we'll end the night with Edendro, because he's always a good nightcap.
So it's going to be an extra 4-hour long show.
With Ed? Yeah, no, it's, you guys can tune back into the show Sunday afternoon at 5. We'll still be going live.
Yep.
I forget, did I rename him Fun the Band, or was that somebody else?
Nah, it could have been you, could have been anybody.
I think that might have been me.
Sounds
Dina.
like something you named somebody.
Oh, there we go. I'm going to turn your ass up because you're so damn quiet.
Oh, sorry.
As always.
I'm not always quiet, am I?
Sometimes, yeah.
Okay.
You're always quiet for the chat. I know that, but that's Nick's side.
Okay.
I tuned her up. I mean,
Tuned
I
her
meant I turned your volume up. Yeah, I tuned Dina up, and I thought her like, listen, you gotta be more quiet, Dina. And bing bang boom.
Yeah. To the moon.
See, it's not domestic violence if we don't live together. That's what I learned. It's just ordinary violence, which is, you know, otherwise perfectly fine.
Especially if we're in Seattle. It's mutual combat.
Yeah, exactly. Go up to Seattle, beat the shit out of your girlfriend, and then threaten her into saying that it was mutual combat. That's the best way to commit acts of domestic violence in this modern day and age.
Oh shit. I didn't think of that being an idea for some assholes. Ah, crap.
Yeah, see, look, I'm gonna I need to open my own domestic violence support group where I can help support domestic abusers in their violent activities and terrible relationship habits. Have you hit her? Well, it's have you hit your partner on a daily basis and they still won't learn? Come to DV summer camp where we can teach you the most effective methods as hashed out by Arabs, Greeks, and Italians.
Oh, Lord.
See, it's not racist because only two of those are white people. Yeah. Have you ever wanted to keep your woman in line Florida style?
Oh, that's bad.
You ever wanted to put the fear of Jesus into small children? Consider becoming a Catholic priest. They will never forget what you do to them. Well, I guess these jokes is like, when did child abuse jokes? When did they become not funny, huh?
Well,
I don't know.
Ed's chomping at the bit. He's like, that's enough of Dina. Let's bring Ed in now.
Okay.
Ed, you need to start using alt accounts for that. You just show up like 5 alt accounts, all with Twitch Prime memberships. Like, wow.
Look, Ed, I was here a lot longer than you. I've been waiting. You can piss off. You came in at the last minute, dude.
Yeah, you could have been here the whole time.
Oh, but I'm boring. Up yours, Ed. Fuck off.
That's a good fucking idea. Yeah.
Isn't that how you get a dog to stop biting? You shove a finger up its ass? Yeah.
He says he's falling asleep. Well, fuck.
Okay, night, Ed.
All right,
go to bed then.
Well, we're carving in. Fuck it, I'm just gonna drag his ass in because I'm carving in almost 3 hours on this shit.
Oh Jesus, you're making me have to deal with Ed. That's not fair.
Yeah.
Face to face.
No, it's hilarious. It's my favorite thing in the world to do. You start with domestic violence jokes and then move on to somebody.
Then pull Ed in to make it.
Somebody will appreciate those jokes.
Yeah, you pull in Ed to make it like a freaking full hat.
And Dindro's here, everybody! Woo! Yeah! Fuck yeah!
The one person clapping makes it so much better.
And Dindro! Man, you got a bad fucking attitude, Dina.
Yeah, well, you know what, dude? You started it.
Yeah, I did. And I'm finishing it, too.
So you only have yourself to blame.
It's a clean cut. It's a clean cut. It's over. That's it. Kick Dina. Kick her. She's just like all the rest.
Oh my God.
She's like all the rest.
Well, we can tell who's been hurt.
Get the fuck out of here, Dina. You negative Nancy.
Oh, poor Indro. You got your heart broke recently, huh?
Yeah.
Yeah.
She's just like all the rest. She's just like all the rest.
Nothing to do with you and your shitty attitude towards me.
I did nothing wrong. I never did.
Yeah,
everything I do is perfect.
It's just like she's just like all the rest. She's a woman and doesn't like me.
Anyway, what's up with you guys? What's up? How's it going?
Fantastic.
It was fun.
Yeah.
We were just sitting here not laughing at Nick's joke. He tries so hard for you. He tries so hard. You don't laugh at his child abuse jokes?
Yeah.
He doesn't laugh at a lot of my jokes either.
Well,
So.
Nick, I'll tell you this. I will always laugh at your child abuse jokes. I think they're great.
Especially because I know that.
What about you, Ed?
Shut up, you fucking traitor.
Fuck traitor.
I don't know where that came. Yeah, you're a traitor now.
Yeah, exactly.
To that.
Yeah, you're a traitor to Ed's nation, his nation state. Listen,
Banned.
he didn't listen.
You're banned for life.
He didn't serve 2.5 weeks in the fucking Arkansas Coast Guard to be treated like this. Okay.
See, laughing at your jokes. I'm a good friend.
It's like I've been really lonely this week.
Laughter so that we can try to get in his good graces and just backstab him later.
I will, but it will be brilliant when I do.
Jesus.
He knows it's coming. He knows it's coming.
Yeah, you're just a bit. No, you're late to the party on that one. I mean, come on.
Well,
Come
that's
up
why
with
I gotta wait longer. Yeah, everybody already did it, so now I gotta do it later.
No, Mickey, I'm not worried about Ed. The last time I was on the show with Ed, he tried to convince me that he should be my side piece. He's just butthurt.
Yeah, why don't you want to be side piece?
Why don't I want you as my side piece?
Yeah, you don't want to be my side piece?
Oh, you have a girl?
No, side piece.
I have a man, so that
side...
would make you my side piece. But
okay, you want me to be your side piece?
No.
Why not?
Because my man's good enough for me. There's
no,
nothing you could do that would make it any better. So
Also,
there's plenty of things I could do.
You got to give her one more setup. That way, she can literally reject you 3 times in one conversation.
I don't want her anyway. She's rude.
Whatever you started it.
You're negative, Nancy.
She's been slipping intelligence to the enemy, and it's.
You need to smile more.
I'm smiling right now, my dude.
Cheer up, Buttercup. What are you, gay?
Oh my! That was the funny thing. When I was
what are
talking,
you, lesbian?
When I was talking with my friend tonight, and he's down in Louisiana. He lives with his girl down there. He's like, yeah, she's like really into feminism and stuff. Not too serious, but it's great that way. Like when things happen, I could just make jokes about you should have stayed in the kitchen. I'm like, oh Billy, you should have been following the communities I've been a part of. That is such old hat shit. You can do better. You can do better. Like, where did you hear that? A book? I mean, an audio book. Your type doesn't read.
A lot of people think I have opinions about them that I don't remember having about them, so I just assume they're true.
No, I'm kind of similar. People are like, well, I didn't think you liked me. I'm like, yeah, I knew who you were. Totally. You've been in the front of my mind so many times.
Holy shit, yeah, I get that a lot too. I thought you were mad at me. I was like, oh well, I guess it would be better if I was mad at you.
Well, see, I don't get
remembering who you are.
Well, I don't get that because like when I'm mad at somebody, it's plainly punishingly obvious.
Yeah, when you're mad at somebody, you
in fact when
stream it for 4 hours.
When I'm not mad at anybody, people start sending me messages like, "Are you all right?" I just it's like they say like signs of depression, or you start
your happiness. Yeah,
it's that you start losing interest in things that you once loved, and I haven't seen you berate a stranger in days.
Yeah,
I'm fine. I'm okay. It's all right.
But they're right though, right? Like, is it really is depression at that point?
Yeah, well, it's like well, what is it like? Somebody talks shit about death to Smoochie, and you didn't say a fucking thing. Oh,
like Mickey the Ficky, who the fuck is that? Do I know you? Did we talk?
Apparently.
I mean, I assume we did, but I don't remember anybody. Maybe if she talked, I remember.
Death to Smoochie is an underrated movie. I will say that.
Yeah, I agree with you. That is a good movie.
Actually, I haven't watched that shit in years. That was like
Robin Williams was in that.
I think that was probably one of the last movies anyone could stand working with Edward Norton on.
I hate hearing that he's hard to work with because he's really good.
No, he is. He's one of those guys who, like, any role you give him, he thinks he knows better. Like, he thinks he knows how it should be written, so he's constantly trying to rewrite every script he gets.
Yeah.
And then you watch Blades of Grass, and you're like, I'm glad some people push back on that.
I didn't see that, though, so I don't get the reference.
It wasn't bad, but it was, like, definitely you could tell he had a little too much input with it.
You know what is bad?
You
shaving.
Oh, I know, yes.
Got a big problem with you right now.
I have a big problem with me, too.
Why'd you do it? Why'd you do it, man?
For a movie, dude.
Oh yeah, you said that. Shit. Yeah, you told me that.
Well,
here's the thing. Such a bad idea. Wait, why? Why'd they make you do that for the movie?
Oh, because
they wrote the character that way?
No. Because we had to film some sequences which took place earlier than the main film, and it was the only thing we could do to make me look younger.
Younger, yeah.
Yeah. So.
Or a haircut would have done.
Here's the funny thing: has anybody else seen Uncut Gems?
Yeah.
Dina?
Mm-hmm. Have I seen? No, I haven't.
Oh,
it's great. It's really good.
Yeah,
it's so good.
It's
visceral. Like it just fucks with you. Like the way it's shot.
And
apparently the chick who plays his girl is the one who made the movie.
No shit.
Yeah.
Huh.
And
Well,
then I read a bit about her, and she has like a really fucked up past and everything. Like way hotter now to me.
Well, that's just. I mean, that's also the weird thing. It is a little jarring as you get into the movie, and it starts out strong, and it's strong the whole way through. But then you keep realizing like this is an Adam Sandler film. Like Sandler.
But it's not.
Well,
it's
not.
not.
It's not a Sandler film, but it's like it's
he
like,
acted in it,
and he kills it.
And
he
does that every fucking time he's in a movie that is not a movie that he made, that he's acting in. Fucking Punch Drunk Love is amazing.
Yeah.
Fucking the one where he's doing what is it? The 9/11 one where he's playing
Rain
Shadow
Over
of
Me?
the Colossus.
Yeah,
Rain Over Me. Yeah, like the guy is great when he's not at the helm.
Well, I don't know if you heard, but like he even said before the snub, he's like, if this doesn't get nominated for an Oscar, I'm gonna make 7 more terrible Netflix films as punishment.
I appreciate that self-awareness too.
Well, so in that film though, and not to give anything away, and Dina, if you get a chance, absolutely watch it.
Isn't it on Netflix?
Yes, it is.
Yeah, it's on Netflix now.
Finally, it took a while. I was waiting for it.
Yeah, totally worth watch, and it's intense and fucking. So in it,
it's not what you think it's gonna be. It's.
Well, here's the funny thing. So the guy who plays, let's just call him the angry gangster, right?
Mm-hmm.
You know the one I'm talking about, Ed?
Yes.
Yeah.
I know who you're talking about.
Well, so I was making this movie with this is Low Res Wonder Bread's film, and it's a really good script actually. I think.
Is this something I can see now, or I have to?
No,
wait?
I think we're hoping it'll release next year.
Okay.
But it's funny because he lives out in Queens now, and I guess he's kind of been in communication with that actor who played that like really violent angry gangster dude.
Is the angry one the guy who pulled the trigger at the end?
Yeah. Don't. Just stop.
I just said pull the trigger.
Just
That's
stop.
all I said.
Just stop. Yeah, no. I mean, he's the angry psycho.
He's that guy, right?
Yeah, I know. He's the angry psycho, the guy who all of his lines are shouting. Yeah,
he's great.
Well, the thing is he hits me up like Jay Low Res Wonder Bread. He hits me up in text. He's like, so you seen Uncut Gems, right? I'm like, yeah. And he sends me the screenshot, like the screen cap of that guy in his scene. He's like, I'm reeling this guy in for a smaller role in the film. I think he's down for it. I'm like, oh, word. Well, hey, if anything, tell him it's bound to be a hit because this too has a Jew from Manchester. He's like, I think I might try and work that in.
It's not a spoiler. I didn't spoil it. I didn't. Don't you call me spoiler, Ed?
It was a funny thing. Like actually meeting Low Res, I was kind of surprised. That guy, he's like an honest 6 feet tall. I expected him to be shorter. I don't know why. But he's a good ass director. He's a good I've worked with some people, they write their script and they're directing their film, and if you don't do it exactly the way they imagined it, then it's shit, and do it again, right?
Yeah.
Jay, we were running scenes together.
That was kind of how my interaction with Prince of Queens was over that voice.
Yeah, fuck
you then.
That was a difficult project. I mean, I thought I'll say this.
Oh, that's right. You were a part of that. I forgot that. Yeah, you were going to be a thing too.
No, I was in it.
Yeah,
I
remember.
I mean, and I'll give him this much too. As far as direction for voice acting goes, it is a little odd. It's a little annoying when he's super particular and shit. But I'll give him credit on this. He actually in pushing me as a performer to hitting the notes he wanted.
We're talking about Prince of Queens?
Yeah, talking about Sam.
Really?
Yeah, no, I was surprised because when we I gave him my recordings. I did 3 of them. I did three renditions of each line he wanted. I sent those off, and then we ended up circling back around because he had a different idea for what he wanted, and it took about an hour, right? But I was live recording it the whole time, so and he was giving me direction, and I was actually kind of impressed because once we got through, once we got past his well, this is what it's about. I'm like, I don't care what it's about. I know your ideology. I don't care. What do you need for the role? And he actually gave me half decent direction to where
I think he gave me perfect direction. I think I was Edward Norton in this situation. And the situation was every character you have written here sounds like you.
Yep.
And I would like to be at least one character that doesn't.
Yeah.
Like it wasn't the direction I had a problem with, I guess. I guess it was the writing.
That's
I didn't like the writing.
That's
and
fair.
ultimately, God, it makes me so upset that he's gone now too.
Yeah.
Like honestly, I would love to fight with him about this more. Yeah, because I was right. God damn you!
Well, it was. I mean, I was.
You can't just die and get out of this argument.
Well, that was the thing with running.
Need a Ouija board.
Well, Jay, low res. He's so he's cast himself in the lead role, which typically when I see a writer director do that, I'm like, really?
Get over yourself, yeah.
Really? But no, I mean it worked. The script worked nicely, but it was funny because we'd start running a scene, right, and we'd get it to shoot right. We'd do it 3, 4, 5 times sometimes, like word for word on the script, and then we'd just start kind of walking around with it more and just just adding lines that weren't there, and
I'm kind of retarded.
it just going wild. And the thing was, it's like every time it came down to that, or suggestions to do shit.
Okay, so what is this?
Open.
Like, were you behind like a green screen? Were you out in nature?
In Boston. Where were you? No, we were down in Boston.
Down in Boston.
Down in Boston. Then we filmed in Brockton, and that was funny because when we were filming, Brockton's about, I want to say, like 20 to 30 minutes south of Boston. And it's one of the most depressing places I've ever seen in Massachusetts. Everything, like half of everything in that town is condemned and boarded up.
Is that okay? Is that integral to the plot? Like what is the?
No, it was
what
just
is the movie.
No, it was.
Can you pitch the movie?
No, well, the movie's about a private investigator who gets into this really bizarre and extremely dangerous scenario case after being pushed to it by my character. I play a washed-up ex-cop turned very jaded. I don't give a fuck. Just give me money.
You're crooked cop.
PI. No, PI.
You crooked cop.
But no, we're filming, so we're outside of this, the entire town of Brockton looks like a set from The Walking Dead. Like everything's closed down, boarded up, and overgrown. We're filming a sequence outside of an abandoned Walgreens, and
that still have abandoned Walgreens that still has like the actual like signs.
No, the signs were torn down. All the windows were sealed up.
Okay.
It was all sealed up, but we found a good location to film in. I asked him, I'm like, are we gonna get in trouble with the police for filming without a permit? And he's like, oh no, this is Brockton. They have way bigger things to deal with. I'm thinking it's like Manchester where there's just junkies like ODing all over the place. Like, there's been there's a lot of Haitians here, so there's been an ongoing spate of ritualistic voodoo murders. Huh?
Nice.
Fucking the fuck did you just say? And then it was weird because we pulled into this one spot that I guess he's filmed in a bunch before. It's a strip mall plaza. The only things that are open are the bargain store, the liquor store, and then there's this one place called the Haitian American Adult Community Health Center,
right next to this assisted suicide center.
Well, what gets weird with it though is funny because we pull in, so we've got our cameraman and this just second hand on there, right? And then it's me and Jay. We pull in, the guy's he looks at that sign and he's like, Haitian American Adult Community Health Center. What is that? And Jay's sitting in the back seat with me, and he just shrugs. He's like, I don't fucking know. There's this huge Haitian population here, so I'm guessing maybe that's
very specific.
No, I'm guessing that's somewhere that may they just go to this place to, I don't know, get to wash their feet and get their teeth brushed. No, wash their feet and get their teeth brushed. He fucking killed me with that. The fuck did you just say? Never mind, it's fine. We gotta get out and do this scene. All right, fine. So I'm sitting there.
I can't believe they made you shave your beard though. That's fucking pissing me off.
Oh no, I didn't even shave it. He gave me those hair clippers, the buzzers.
The buzzers, yeah, you buzzed it off.
Yeah, I buzzed.
It doesn't matter.
Oh, I buzzed it off, and it like the teeth as they were doing their thing, like grabbed my lower lip, and it was like, "Ow, that hurt." And I didn't realize like how good and clean of a cut it was, because I'm like doing this, and then I'm like, all right, and I'm looking around for something. I look back up, my entire chin is covered in blood. It's like, hey, I should keep this for the role. So. Well, fuck it.
Yeah.
We have hit the 3-hour mark right now. I'd like to thank Mickey Ficky for gifting a sub to.
No, we're gonna keep going. We're not done yet.
Mad Joke MMA D Joe Kung Fu, Mad Joe Kung Fu, MMA ad. No, MMA D. Mad Joe Kung Fu. Anyway, you're subscribed. You got a tier 1 sub your way coming. It's already arrived. It's like, it's like that ultimate Amazon gift. It's supposed to arrive in 2 days, but it's there tomorrow.
I think Mickey was one of the people who said that I should keep you going for another 3 hours.
I think.
No,
I think.
sure she wasn't.
Yeah, I mean, well, I'm sure she didn't say that, but also, no.
Here's what you can do. You can stop this stream and then start a new one, and then we can shoot the shit.
Hey everyone, it's the Nick and the Endro show. The show where
hey, what are you talking about? That's not a bad idea. You're talking about that like it's a bad idea.
Totally a bad idea.
Go fuck yourself, you fucking traitor.
Yeah, and go fuck yourself.
Well, I will obviously go fuck myself. I'm in quarantine, you dumb bitch. Of course I'm gonna fuck myself.
Jeez, Arthur.
Wow.
Yeah. With Ed,
king of this castle.
They are genuinely terms of endearment with Ed. This is kind of like this, just sort of his, it's sort of his bag. It's like, it's like middle school. He doesn't know how to express that he likes you, so he just negs you a little bit and calls you a traitor and a dumb bitch.
Totally get it.
And Inkwell. And...
Yeah.
I feel like you're speaking for me, Nick.
I can't even recount the number of times.
Ed is totally not hurting my feelings right now. I'm just like.
Oh, well, that's good, because everybody cares about Dina's feelings.
Oh, I'm sure they care more about mine than
Dina,
yours.
I'm so glad you don't feel hurt right now.
Okay.
It's like it was like my main concern.
Okay,
all
right, time the fuck out, children.
Ed. Oh, Mr. Ed, did you get enough attention yet? Come on.
There we go. That's better. Now everyone is muted. Rhino just actually, I can't remember the last time I got I can remember the last time I got a super chat. They're just so fucking rare now. He asks if Ed can be a regular. I think I might cycle Ed and Jables here out. Like, if anybody remembers the old Dick Tracy cartoon, kind of like that. If you don't remember it, still exactly like that. Maybe that'll be a thing. If Ed can find the time in his otherwise busy schedule. It's kind of nice and quiet. What do you think, Jables?
Yeah, it's pretty quiet.
Yeah. This is nice. Nice.
I stepped out for a minute. So.
Oh, you stepped out for a minute? Yeah. All right, let's see if everyone's...
I can do that because I'm not live.
Oh, good. Wait, what the fuck? See, I unmute you and I don't even want to know. I don't even want to know.
Oh, shit. Damn it!
Oh yeah, you were muted that whole time. Yeah.
I knew that.
Yeah, I put the children in the naughty corner.
No.
I don't see why. I don't understand.
But
Well,
I don't
understand
know
your
why.
logic.
He started it, Nick.
I don't give a
God,
shit.
He started
I'm
it. Shit. What are you,
I'm
12?
trying to wrap this shit up so I can go and buy
we
more
need to prevent
cigarettes.
that. Oh, you can smoke. You can go.
I don't. I am out of cigarettes.
All right. Oh, okay. Let's wrap this shit up.
Yeah,
we'll
Dina.
start an after party coming up after Nick gets his cigarettes, bro.
Yeah, Dina.
Yes.
Would you like to leave us with anything tonight? Ed, shut your fucking mouth.
All right.
Yeah, no, there's this artist that's supposed to be releasing an album this year, sometime this year, that I'm really looking forward to. The artist's name is Little Sniffles. And I totally am looking forward to this album.
I've still
tell me about how that resonates with you, that music.
As his producer, I've got most of his lyrics here. So
Mm-hmm.
All right.
And he still has that deal with Crib Def for a gentleman's rap tussle.
Mm-hmm.
But as you know, he is really bad at following up on anything.
Yeah, I mean, I was kind of starting to think that he's a bit of a diva or something.
Oh,
He's
not
like,
just
oh,
that.
no, it's not
Undeservedly,
real."
undeservedly so too. Yeah, it's one of these. He's a true producer in that sense, in that he's like an idea factory, but never follows up on any of them. So
Yeah, well, when he follows up on it, his ideas will
yeah,
be
so
amazing.
that's
I'm
basically
sure.
me. I mean, it's basically him in a nutshell. Fucking. But also, there's going to be a lot of Sharpie face tattoos for the video.
Dicks on forehead.
Cornrows.
Oh, God.
Cornrows. I'm going to borrow somebody else's cornrows. Jables.
Yeah.
Now, it goes without saying, everybody needs to tune into the pre-show Lesser Saints Discord every Friday night.
Hey, Jables.
Shut the fuck up, Ed. It's not your turn.
I don't want to talk to Jables. Hey, Jables.
You can talk to him afterwards. Shut the fuck up, Ed.
No,
Not
I
your
want to
turn.
talk to him now.
No, shush.
Ed, there. Shut the fuck up there, bud. It's not your turn.
Oh, fine.
See? There we go. All I had to do is do it Canadian. Jables, your turn.
So, what else do I have to show?
Yeah.
Sixth and Jump podcast. Ari Shafir, Dan Soder, and Big J Okerson are going through every episode of the original 21 Jump Street series.
Cool.
And, it's
That's cool.
like.
Was that what got you watching it again?
Yeah, that's exactly
it. Okay.
They're like, we're just gonna do a podcast about this because Ari Shafir and Dan Soder had never seen it. So I'm like, no, just watch it all the way through, and it's all available. 21 Jump Street. All the episodes are available for free on YouTube.
Cool. Oh my God, really?
It's kind of like Street Sharks.
Yeah.
Oh no.
I keep waiting.
Yeah, I'll send you a link.
Yeah, I keep waiting for.
Yeah, send me a link.
I also keep waiting for that wonderful Street Sharks review.
Oh my God, send me a link of Street Sharks.
Oh no, Jables is gonna do a retrospective.
And biker mice from Mars.
Yeah, no, Jables is gonna do a retrospective on Street Sharks.
Yeah.
Awesome, dude. That's fucking awesome.
All right, and
no, I don't think I'm the reason for long streams this time because I showed up pretty late.
Oh yeah, no, I know.
You actually are, dude.
Well, actually, kind of.
I mean, I'm going to try to make this longer. I'm going to keep working my magic, but
well, I'm going to give you 30 seconds.
To do what?
I'm not going to say whatever you want, but I mean, if there's anything you want people to check out, like your channel or
nah, I don't.
Hey, maybe reporting Dina to the Homeland Security.
Go get your cigarettes. Start an after party stream, and then delete it later like it didn't exist. Come on, let's do it, bro. The audience wants it. They're not done yet. Let's listen to what the audience has to say. We got to go by what they have to say. Do you guys want a second after party stream so that Nick has to keep doing work on this fucking Twitch channel?
No, it's also on YouTube.
And on YouTube?
And on Facebook.
And on Facebook? Really? On Facebook?
It was an option.
So you did it.
Yeah. Actually, well, I even tried D-Live at the suggestion of Goose Wayne, and my God, that was a mistake.
After party, bros, come on. Press 1 in chat for after party or something.
We will see.
I have a YouTube channel. You can go to
you
it if
fucked
you
up.
want.
No, you could listen. You could have pushed that if you wanted.
I just did.
But no.
I just did anyway. I fucking break all the rules. I'm fucking amazing.
Thing, my dude.
You got 3-1. Somebody pressed 2 as a troll. What a troll with the 2. It's so funny that you pressed 2 instead of 1. That counts as a 1, by the way.
That counts as 2 1s, technically.
2 1s, yeah. Oh my God, you have so many 1s.
Okay, everyone.
All right, let's do it. After party stream, we're doing it.
We all get a vote, and you put your vote in the hat. If you go for Y, then
He's gonna do it because he wants
it
to do
is
it.
the question is why, and if you go for N, it's why not. So.
Jesus.
After party with Nick and Ed. Nick and Ed are a good duo.
Ed, I'm
gonna make Ed his new co-host.
Ed, I'm gonna
It's the Nick and Ed show. Hey.
I don't think so.
All right, I'm
Oh,
gonna
fuck you, Dina, you cunt.
I'm gonna go get my
George, you
smokes.
prick.
I will be back. In the meantime, good night, everyone, and catch me if nothing else on Monday, where I'll have
Stay tuned.
where
for
I'll
the
have
Nick and
a
Ed
real
show,
guest.
bros.